And we're here. So, in case everybody had liked what we were saying earlier, since we're in the middle of a conversation, I knew it. The house phone was going to ring. I knew it. You gotta love technology, everyone. Welcome to the Rogue Show Christmas show. As you know, it wouldn't be a proper show if we're not out of sync. I thought I had everything set up. Google, we're kind of doing this whole, let's constantly just change up our systems all the time. So apparently I have to create now a subgroup for the Rogue Show in my circle, but I can't create it once the feed is started, or I have to keep hanging up the call every single time to keep at it. It's a pain in the butt. We're here. So with that being said, we have behind the microphone, literally, Chapman Film.
Hi, how's it going?
Oh, do you see? That's me.
What's up, bitches?
A very hungry Automatica.
Yeah.
And the guy that has worked more hours in the world than any of us combined, Hugh Murray 47.
Hello.
And
Stu is alive!
myself, Rob Jones. Yay! So I just wanted to point out, does this shirt make me look fat? Okay, there we are. Welcome to the
You need
show.
to stand up.
And we are off and running. We're about 20 minutes behind technical difficulties. One of these days, we're going to get this show actually on the road. It's been a while. It's been since September, right at September, excuse me, the beginning of spring, late spring, since we did our last show. So I had this wonderful idea. Hey, let's do Batman Eternal. We'll do it once a month. So I am probably this many books behind in Batman Eternal myself. So I have a lot of catching up to do. So I had every intention of doing that, and I think we all kind of did. But like we keep saying, life and those type of things happen every once in a while. So what has been going on with everybody since our last episode? Let's start it with ODC.
I've been working a lot.
What happened to your hair?
And I don't have any anymore. It's gone.
Hey, we're brothers.
My hair's gone.
You're supposed to do that in the summer.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
Well, I'm going to Punta Cana in like a week. So I was like,
Right.
I'm just gonna shave it all off now, and maybe my head will get tan. But yeah, I don't know. I've been doing a lot of custom commissions lately with my friend Stevie D. So I've been, as you guys, I've posted a lot of photos and stuff like that. But we came to terms, and you know, he decided to help me out with a bunch of custom commissions that I wanted. I've been wanting and saving up a lot of money for. So that, and I've been picking up a lot of trade paperbacks as of lately, like just full stories. So it's just easier for me to like get the whole run and then go after the individual like tie-in issues after. It just saves me a little bit more money.
The first part of Batman Eternal just came out for anybody that hasn't picked it up in single issues. I think it goes up to issue 9 or 10. It's quite thick. So just in case anybody's out there like wanting to pick it up, you can do it that way. Stu, good buddy, what have you been up to lately? I hear you worked a couple hours lately.
Yeah, I've been ill. Honestly, I had like a chest infection for like 6 weeks. You know, where you're like coughing up a lung. And I was working the whole time, and my wife's parents came to visit us in Scotland, so they were here for a month. So that took up a month of our time. We went to Ireland and stuff, and I've not made a video in like 6 months. It's ludicrous or something like that. I've just been so busy. I've still been picking things up here and there, you know, and my review list gets bigger and bigger. But yeah, I got ill, and I lost my voice, and I was coughing, and it wasn't pretty. And I can finally take a deep breath without coughing, so that's good. And I'm coming to the States.
Good. Glad you feel better.
Yeah, I'm coming to the States in a couple of weeks as well, which I'm looking forward to. That should be fun.
How long are you staying?
2 weeks, staying for Christmas, New Year's, and then heading back. Yeah, so hit up some comic book shops and hopefully get some cheap deals.
Nice.
Where are you going?
Alabama.
Oh, okay.
That's going to be a sweet
Should
deal.
be warm.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah. Warmer
That's
than
going
up
to be
here.
a sweet deal for you, Stu, to be able to pick up some stuff and not pay all the fees. Is it a pain to like get Christmas gifts and then take them back home, or?
To be honest, depending on what I get, there's a couple of statues I'm really hoping to get. I'm just going to ship them back. It's probably going to be cheaper. I mean, it's always funny whenever I see you guys or I see anyone, you know, and they're like, "Oh my God, this figure's like $18." I'm like, "God, that's like £18. That's like $30 here." And so, I mean, obviously that's a downside, but we do get some cool things. We get like all the Eaglemoss stuff first, and we got all the movies first for some reason. Lately, all the movies have been coming out in UK before anywhere else, which is weird. You know?
I always thought if they were going to come out anywhere first, they would come out in Australia, being as that they are technically the first time zone. But.
Yeah. I think places just do certain deals with the production companies, you know. But it's always weird. They should always do it simultaneous, don't you think? It makes no sense to have Spider-Man here and then 2 weeks later in the States. It's just screaming for piracy.
Oh, yeah. Chapman
even
Films. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Sorry. No, I was just going to say, or even ruining the movie, you know? I mean, if you've seen it 2 weeks ago, you're going to get the ending spoiled, you know? Anyway, sorry.
No, Chapman Films, what have you been up to, man?
I've been watching our show on over here.
Is it any good? Were we on time? Were we on time?
Oh, it's all right.
Oh, cool.
All I've been doing.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, man. All right. Well, Olivia, are you you still dining?
I am, yes.
Okay. Well, we can go somewhere else.
I can talk if you'd like me to.
No, just kind of curious. I think you out of all of us have been hitting the con and toy circuit probably more than the rest of us have. What's your
I suppose that is true. I did go to New York Comic Con, which I made a video about, and that was a lot of fun. And we've hit some new comic shops also that unfortunately I didn't film in because usually when I film in stores, I kind of just sneak around. I don't ever like let the owners know that's my plan. So the last one we went to was kind of small, and they would have noticed. So I didn't bother, but the guys were really nice at the shop. So next time we go, I'll probably ask them like, "Hey, I have a YouTube channel. Like, do you mind if I just like film the store and see what happens there?" But yeah, we also did I know I told you guys, but we went to a charity auction at another shop that was really fun, and it was like a few hours late at night, and it was all the proceeds go to like a charity, and they had like a bunch of different like signed comics and figures and all sorts of stuff, and it was really cool. We went to that with one of Todd's coworkers, so yeah.
Cool.
excellent?
Oh, can I just say really briefly, sorry, this is random, but I just got an email saying that the show is live, and have you seen the thumbnail?
It's you.
Could I look any worse in this picture? It's terrible, look. Change it instantly.
I went and I posted the link on the show Facebook, and when I looked at it, the thumbnail was of you, but you were giving like a thumbs up or something. So it's totally different. Yeah, it's just your thumb like covering your face.
This week on Dentistry Gone Wrong. All right, let's get the show on the road. I've typed out some wonderful notes that we've been gone so long they went a whole full 2 pages. So we'll try and hit as many of these bullet points as we can. I had the TV shows. That's reading it. Well, I have a certain topic down a second on the list, but the 7-year-old kid in me wants to talk about it first. Star Wars, Star Wars, Star Wars. I don't know how many times I was guilty of going, hey, the new trailer's out. And somebody goes, no, Rob, that's not it. Oh, okay. Look at this image. It's a new Stormtrooper. No, Rob, that's not it. So when I finally saw the trailer, I was like, okay, this can't be real. Just that first shot, I'm drawing a blank on his name.
John Boyega.
Yes. I was like, that can't be real.
Stu, right on the money.
Yeah. What was everybody's first impressions of actually seeing it? I was in a comic book shop, and I was getting ready to check out, and the Star Wars music was playing on my phone, and somebody was like, what is that? I said, new Star Wars trailer. The shop owner instantly was like, all right, we're putting it up on the screen right now. Where is it? Got the URL. And the whole shop watched it right there. So
That's
I thought
awesome.
that was kind of cool.
I loved it. I thought it was absolutely brilliant. I was hoping, I said to my wife, because I knew the trailer was coming, and I said my ideal trailer would just be a shot of like Luke with a long beard turning his lightsaber on. Even that would have been amazing. But I thought it was really, really good. They introduced all the new cast. There was none of the old cast at all. And I know there's a lot of haters who hate that new lightsaber. I don't really. It doesn't bother me at all. I think it looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
There's been so many different kinds of lightsabers already that I'm going to give it a chance. I loved that. I don't know if you guys noticed, the Millennium Falcon has a rectangular dish on the top instead of circular now because it got ripped off. It got ripped off at the end of Jedi. I love the Stormtroopers. I love the CG. There was no lens flare, obviously, until someone done the J.J. Abrams version, which, did you see that trailer? It was really fun.
Yes, yeah.
But I thought it was great. I loved it. Minimalist.
Yeah, I liked it too. It was pretty sweet.
Sorry.
People are like flipping out over that lightsaber. I've never seen so many people freak out over a lightsaber in my life. I'm like, who cares? I'm like, those are probably exhaust ports anyway on the side. And they're like, oh, it'll burn his hand off. I'm like, how do you know it'll burn his hand off? He's a Sith Lord. I'm pretty sure he's mastered using that lightsaber.
Yeah.
It's
Not going to burn his hand off. Calm down, people.
It's crazy how much of a response the trailer got. It's what, 1 minute and 30 seconds, and it's just like everybody's picking apart every single detail. I'm not a huge Star Wars person, so maybe it's because like I'm not aware of what Star Wars fans are like, but it's just
Not talking.
Yeah, they're crazy. No, sorry to cut in again, but it was little things I liked about the trailer, like the sound effects. That sound effect of the X-wings over the water, and it was the X-wing sound effect from the classic one. It shows they're not kind of straying too far, and even the narrator. I don't know who the voice was. I couldn't quite place it. I don't know if anyone knows who that was.
They said who it was, but I don't remember his name.
Yeah, it's not a Cumberbatch, but
yeah, everybody was like, "Oh, it's Cumberbatch." No, it wasn't.
Yeah. It's coming to me. Mr. Chapman, your first impressions of the trailer?
I liked it. I mean, I used to be a big Star Wars fan until the prequels, but then we'll wait and see. I mean, I don't really have an opinion. I did love the shot with the Millennium Falcon when it was zooming in, all this, the back shot of the Millennium Falcon. Obviously, that's not the Millennium Falcon, but, that was so cool.
That's blasphemy! That's Star Trek!
How dare you hold a Star Trek ship and say Millennium Falcon?
Yeah, I love that bit where it was going, like, it was doing this.
Just like that, yeah.
That bit,
That's the UK version.
That's the UK version. Nice. I'm sure you guys have talking about the lightsaber. Somebody had posted a picture. If Luke Skywalker had been holding that lightsaber, he might not have had his hand cut off.
Yeah.
So it's one of those. It's a trailer, and I remember seeing Darth Maul in the very first Phantom Menace trailer. I thought, what a stupid, oversized lightsaber. As soon as it was in action, I was like,
you hated that?
That thing is so cool.
Yeah, I was not a fan of it.
How dare you!
I know.
Yeah, I must admit, I mean, I was the kind of geek. I did frame through the trailer. You know, I was watching it and I was framing through it on QuickTime, and I liked the way that the lightsaber almost kind of looked like flame, almost. You know, it looked different anyway. It looked subtle.
Yeah.
Somebody said, I read something that's probably a complete rumor that was like Luke's new lightsaber or something. Did anyone hear that?
I heard it's supposed to be similar to Darth Revis.
Revan.
And his, it's supposed to be Revan, whatever the hell his name is. It's supposed to be like, I read a little article blog piece on it, and they were trying to explain it like how the sides are exhaust ports and how it's a really old lightsaber and how it might be Darth Revan because he's an older Sith Lord. That's why he had the hood up. And there's been like, I guess there was like leaked photos of Darth Revan's face, like the mask that he wears, like from a while ago. But anyway, the reason why it looks the way it does, kind of like fire, is because it's supposed to be like an old
model
lightsaber that was constructed. Yeah.
Which, you know, that might kind of make sense if you think that Luke basically eradicated the Sith, so to speak. Somebody may have had to have gone back and get some old technology. So I agree with you, Stu. I was really hoping to see Luke, Han, and Chewie and everybody, but to not see anybody from the old films, I thought was a clever move.
Yeah, the only character they showed again was the Falcon. Really, that was And yeah, I can't wait. I love that they built so many sets. You know, they built the Falcon full size. Okay, it was only half of it, but there's actually a Falcon sitting somewhere, and you know when they're walking around it, it's not going to be CG like everything was on the prequels. There's an actual Falcon sitting there full size. You know, and the X-Wings were all built full size, and I appreciate that kind of stuff. You know, like Firefly and Serenity, where they built big portions of the sets.
I think that adds a little bit more to the realism. You buy into it that if the actors touching something, you kind of get lost in that it's real. So
yeah, I was watching what was I watching the other day? Was it Revenge of the Sith? And it was it's just terrible. And I hate all the prequels with a passion. Like, I'll be watching them like this. I'm like watching it through my eyes. And the worst thing is, I loved them when they came out. You know, when Phantom Menace first appeared, I thought, oh, that was so cool. And then now I can't watch it without cringing. There's so many bad moments, and I don't know. The acting as well, you know, I love Ewan McGregor.
The acting!
You know, the worst...
Ewan McGregor was a great casting. It's just Hayden Christensen just ruins it with his emo crying every...
The worst...
Awful.
It's like, my God, you're going to turn into Darth Vader and you're crying all the time, you little bitch. Jesus.
The worst thing about the whole movie was I was watching Revenge of the Sith, and it's the worst line in the whole movie. It just shows George Lucas can't write, and it was something like, what is it, like, Anakin, you know, the Sith are evil, and he goes, from my point of view, the Jedi are evil. Who says that?
Yeah.
From my point of view. Couldn't he have just said, like, the Jedi are evil? You know, but he had to say, from my point of view.
Yeah.
Oh, it was terrible. I know, it was shocking. But yeah, I'm really...
Big baby. Somebody get that baby a bottle.
He needs his mama. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. It looks great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy about it too.
Chapman, were you going to say something?
No.
I was going
to.
No. We'll kind of jump topic here. How's everybody doing with the Arrow, Flash, Constantine, and S.H.I.E.L.D. shows? And seeing that the expanded universe inside of those shows is growing. Is anybody watching any of those, or what do you kind of think about DC going to be throwing Supergirl into the mix and Teen Titans?
And Krypton as well.
Krypton, yeah.
Right.
I know we've talked about that for a while. I don't know. To me, Krypton was there to blow up. That was its sole purpose. So I know somebody could probably say the same thing for Gotham, but you know, Gotham was there in existence beforehand. So I don't know if I want to watch a show about Jor-El's grandfather rather than. I mean, how are you going to go to from cliffhanger to season? Like, oh, the Earth shook for the first time, or the planet shook for the first time in 100 years. You know, I don't know. Thoughts, anybody?
Yeah.
That series would work if they do it like the Peggy Carter series. It's an 8-series show, 8-show series, and then end it. Then you could work that out. But if you're trying to do multiple seasons, that's not going to work.
Yeah, it's the budget.
I don't see how that'll work.
They're not going to be able to use any existing sets. Everything's going to have to be built, and you're going to have to reuse the same sets over and over for it not to cost like $50 million. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm not a huge. I'll wait till I see it. Being a Superman fan, I'm definitely going to watch it. But I don't know. I would much prefer they put more money into something else. The Supergirl show actually sounds okay. It's very Smallville sounding. I don't know if you guys read about the characters that are going to be in it and who's going to be included. Like Hank Henshaw is going to be in it.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
Who else has got? I've totally forgotten who's going to be in it. But it looks okay. Well, that's it. She's working for a company. Oh, you know, what was the name of the character from? I should remember this. Lois and Clark. She was a reporter who worked at the Planet. Kind of slutty. What was it? Cat Grant. Cat Grant. Yeah, apparently
Yes.
she works for Cat Grant's company, like Ugly Betty style. I don't know what the company does, but anyway, she's Supergirl. So I don't know if she's gonna have the costume or if it's just gonna be like Smallville. But looking forward to it.
Is it supposed to be on the C? Is it supposed to be on the CW?
CBS.
Oh, I don't know.
Yes.
Oh, so it'll probably be better than quality-wise show for the show.
Yeah.
Probably have a bigger
Hopefully.
budget if it's on CBS.
Yeah.
Because you could tell the difference between a CW show and a NBC or a Fox or a CBS show. You could tell the difference. It's blatant.
Well, the other thing I read about the cast was that Hank Henshaw's a CIA agent, like a gruff CIA agent, and he's investigating aliens. He hates aliens for some reason, or he's really it's like the Hulk. You know, every week the Hulk would leave town just as the army would pull in, kind of thing, or the A-Team. So Hank Henshaw was in it, and also Toyman, Winslow Shot's going to be a big character in the show as well. So sounds kind of interesting. At least they're bringing in some other characters from the DC universe, and we shall see.
Do you think they'll reference Kal-El, Superman at all? Or they'll just kind of keep that?
I don't know. I think
Probably. They'll probably reference him.
The problem there,
him.
the
Sorry.
problem there is how could they do that and not even mention her in the show? And I don't know how that would even work.
Well,
but of course,
they mentioned Batman in the Flash.
Oh, they did. What did they say? I must have missed that.
What's up?
Yeah, they were saying like when what was it? The team up with Arrow or Green Arrow came to Flash's city, and he was like the dude. I forgot the guy's name. The guy in the wheelchair was like, "Oh, you take it. He's just like Batman. And with his city, he was like comparing Arrow to Batman, and he was just talking about Batman for a second.
I think
Like
now that they know
mentioned for a second.
now that they know he's not going to be playing Flash in the movie, it's like, why not just mention Superman? Why not just mention Red Tornado? It doesn't really matter, because you're not in the same universe as the movies anymore.
That's true.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
But
I'm
I'm
curious-
watching. Oh, sorry.
Sorry. I was gonna say, I'm curious if they decide to it's been mentioned one way or the other. If the Supergirl show will be related to Flash and Arrow and stuff on the CW, because CW is half CBS, half Warner Brothers. It's
Yeah.
probably possible that they can do that.
Probably.
I've been-
That's my mom. Sorry.
we don't want any Avon. I'm beautiful enough without it.
Is she sealing the house up against the zombies?
She's
Yeah.
working on the floor downstairs. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Can I ask you guys your opinion on something?
No.
No.
Grow your
Do you
hair
guys-
back.
Okay.
Question.
I'm just kidding.
That's it. I'm out of here.
The question is,
how do you guys feel about do you guys feel like these shows are becoming a little redundant when it comes to the way that they're formed? Like there's a specific Arrow, they have their team of people, and then the Flash, you can tell they're running from the same sort of thing. He's got his team of people. Wouldn't you prefer to see your superheroes just work by themselves and not have to have 7 people helping them at all times?
Yeah, I know exactly.
Because the Flash doesn't really need people to help him.
No.
He doesn't really use people to help them. I don't know. I just think it's kind of the same shit, just with a different superhero.
Yeah. Is everyone watching Flash? Jason, are you watching?
I haven't watched it.
Yeah, I'm watching.
I haven't
Okay.
watched.
I'm a couple episodes back. The last one I just saw was the one where he dies. No, I'm just kidding. No, the one I last saw was the one where it was the electricity guy. I don't know how many episodes that's behind in the.
No, I'm at least 3 back on everything.
Oh, okay. So have you guys seen that one? The guy.
Gosh, Anthony,
Did you see
come
the
on.
guy? Did you see the one where the guy took his powers away? The electricity guy. How long ago was that?
I've seen it on my DVR, but I don't know how far back it was.
Oh, okay. I mean, I couldn't avoid it. Everyone kind of spoiled on Facebook who Reverse Flash is. Did you guys see that? Or
I haven't seen it. I haven't been spoiled.
I haven't seen
okay.
it either. I have
Not
my
yet.
assumption.
Not yet. Yeah.
No, I'm not gonna say. But yeah, I love the costume for Reverse Flash. I've seen images and it looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be
Chapman.
honest. Flash. Oh, sorry.
No, I just wanted to, Jason. What you said you've been watching it. What have you been thinking about Flash and the Arrow? If you are watching that.
I can't watch Arrow because it sucks. Sorry. But I do like Flash. I don't want to give anything away since some of you haven't seen it. But I am very disappointed. That actor who plays the Flash, man, he's awesome. Put him in the movies, man. It just
Yeah.
here. Oh yeah, here's your role. Oh, by the way, you're not going to be in 4 years when we cancel your show. We're not going to put you in the movies. I mean, that's
Yeah.
kick in the teeth.
Yeah, I really wanted them to make them one universe, but I mean, I can see where they're going. How they want them to have more freedom, but it's a little disappointing, I think.
What's going to happen when the Flash movie does come out? That means that show's going to be over. Warner Brothers is not going to commit to TV show and a movie.
Well, they did that with Smallville. Smallville was
Yeah.
running when Superman Returns came out, and it ran for like 5 years afterwards.
Yeah, but Smallville sucked too. So.
Well, you know what? I can put my hands up and say that 99% or 90% of Smallville was pretty bad. And Smallville had the weirdest. Did anyone else watch it? Did you guys all watch it or none?
I tried, man.
I started it and I never finished.
You know what? I got through 10 years of that show, and the very last episode, I had such lofty ideas of how it was going to end. And the last episode was, and I'm a huge Superman fan, obviously. It was, you know, I hated it. I loved the last shot of the show was brilliant. It was really, really great. But could DC, they own the property, couldn't they just have said, okay, we can put you in the costume?
I don't get it.
Every single shot of him was like from here. They just couldn't. They showed a cape and a blue suit, but they just couldn't show the S on his chest. And they showed the Superman Returns suit in like the fortress. And then when he put the suit on, it wasn't the Superman Returns suit he had. Oh god.
There was some kind of like rule about that, right? Like, do you know why they couldn't do that?
It was basically, I think it was initially because of Superman Returns. They had a rule that it was no tights, no flights. That was the exact quote they used. He would never put on the suit and you'd never see him actually fly. Funny thing is, second episode of 10 years, he was flying above his bed having a dream.
Yeah.
And every time he did fly, he was out of his body or he was someone else controlling him, like that cool episode where he was kind of evil Clark. It was such a letdown. The last shot, I love the last shot, and if I was ever going to do a montage of all the movies and actors, that shot of Tom Welling kind of ripping open the shirt was cool. But it had the weirdest structure, because every episode, like he defeated the bad guy like 15 minutes before the end of the show. The last 15 minutes was all like codas, you know, where like he would meet Chloe, and then he'd meet Lois, and then he'd meet Chloe again. It just went on forever. I don't know. It did suck. I liked some things about it, like I liked his costume in some episodes, but
like,
anyway.
Do you think they're gonna have that kind of rule with Supergirl, or do you think now they're smarter than that? Hopefully.
Yeah, they're definitely going to give her a costume. I think anyway, because even if it takes a year or two, they have to give her something, because who really wants to see her doing what Tom Welling did? And I totally agree, Anthony. She's going to have a team. Because Jimmy Olsen's been cast in the show as well, so it's going to be Jimmy Olsen, Hank Hank. And so I totally see what you mean. It's good to have a hero on their own. The problem is though that they're not going to use like Blade Runner. They're not going to use a voiceover of him having his inner thoughts. He has to relay them to people. It's not like a comic, which I understand they have to have him talking to someone like, "Oh, I'm really angsty today. Why are you angsty?" You know, and they have to have like a dialogue.
But
Yeah.
Batman has a team.
Yeah.
He has Alfred. He has the Robins. He has Batgirl. So they're all.
Yeah, but he works with other superheroes. He doesn't work with lame.
Yeah.
I'm gonna copy off of Oracle and Batman and fucking.
How
That's
about
what
the
Arrow
Teen
did. They
Titans
basically
show?
copied off of Batman.
Yeah.
Oh, so did Arrow.
How about the Teen Titans show, though?
Yeah, that would work.
That will hopefully be really good. I
That'd be
hope.
different.
Fingers
Yeah,
crossed.
that might be the only show I end up watching. Because I've had it up to here with Gotham.
Thank you.
Gotham is done.
Oh, I
It's in
like
the Black
Gotham.
Book
Let's not talk about
Yeah, I like Gotham as well.
I like Gotham.
show.
I'm not very critical, so I don't know. If it's like not absolutely horrific, I'll watch it. That's like my criteria. I'm sorry.
I've watched like one episode of Gotham, and it was one where Penguin was like a dishwasher, and then he became the head of a nightclub. That was all I saw.
Yeah.
It looked okay, but I don't know.
The continuity is just all messed up in that show. There's Catwoman living with Bruce Wayne in one episode. I'm like, all right, I'm done. I'm done with this.
I stopped watching it when Rooney kissed that girl. I was like, I'm done. She's old. I don't want to see that.
Yeah, I'm done.
I like the premise and the idea behind it, but I'm not sure which one of us had said it. But it's like Harvey Dent is probably 25 years old.
Yeah.
And the Penguin's probably in his 20s. So by the time Bruce gets old enough to put on the cowl, they're all going to be in
so old.
The only thing I would say
They're
to
gonna be
that is,
old.
like, Tommy Lee Jones was about 30 or 35 years older than Val Kilmer.
That's yeah. Well, I mean, was that a good example?
That's the best Batman movie ever.
That show is not going to need a Batman by the time Bruce is old enough, because Jim Gordon's going to save the city the way it's going.
Killed everyone.
Wow, he's like fucking Batman.
Yeah, exactly. That's what they're making him out as.
When is Chief O'Hara going to turn up?
That's when I start watching.
Yeah.
Beat Cora.
The other thing is that they completely display Bullock as like this not like Bullock. That's not how he is in the comics. They got him all wrong in the show.
Isn't
That's
he like
not
that?
how, he's not crooked. He's very by the law type of dude. He doesn't do shit like that. He just hates superheroes.
I think he's getting a little better as it goes on. I think they're kind of taking the focus off of the crookedness, maybe they're trying to take it as like Gordon helps him to be a better cop. I don't know, but yeah, Todd was pissed about that too.
Yeah, that would be a good R.
And Gordon needs to grow a mustache.
That's in season 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. He sprouts a peach fuzz.
That's part of the rules. He's not allowed to grow a mustache.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, we'll leave a TV show. Oh, you got something else to do?
Yeah, I was just going to say, did anyone actually watch Constantine and the Planet?
Oh yeah, I like it.
I love that show. It's the only show I watch, really.
I only watched the pilot, and it was pretty good. It looked okay.
And it got better.
I liked the movie. I think I'm the only one that liked the movie. I know Keanu Reeves is not what he's meant to look like at all, but the whole premise and
it's good. That dude loves playing Constantine. You can tell he has fun with that role.
Yeah. His accent's pretty all over the place though.
Yeah.
I think he's British, but he's not from where he's pretending to be from, you know?
Right. He's Welsh, I think. Matt Ryan is Welsh.
Okay.
So he's not quite, what he's supposed to be playing.
He's okay though. He's a good actor. And
He's good.
The worst thing is, I give Constantine another maybe 10 episodes, and they'll probably can it because nobody's viewing, and it's a shame because it is probably the most accurate to the comics of any of the shows right now.
I wish I like the rumor that Sci-Fi was considering picking it up. I wish that would happen because it would probably do better on Sci-Fi than it would on NBC.
God, it would do way better.
See,
it would do way better. I totally agree.
I was a big fan of Stargate. I've always been a fan of Stargate, SG-1, Atlantis, and everything that got picked up by Sci-Fi, they always ended up canning it. You know, they always ended up. They gave it a couple of years and then they canned it. So, but fingers crossed, it would be good. Anything that keeps it going is fine by me.
Yeah, I mean, another year at Sci-Fi is better than no more years at Embassy too.
Yeah, agreed.
How do you guys feel about S.H.I.E.L.D., Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
I haven't watched it.
Yeah,
I
me either.
I have the whole first season on DVR. It's taken up a good chunk of the DVR. And my wife's like, when are we going to watch it? I'm like, I don't know. I've been dragging my feet. I heard it was total crap. And then people were saying, oh, it got better. So I thought, well, so I'm still DVRing it. We still haven't watched a single episode.
It's like,
Yeah. And,
no,
and maybe that's where...
It's so boring. The problem is it's just so boring. People are just talking. They're not even doing anything. They'll actually fight someone like one episode out of the whole season, and then just reference superheroes the other half of the season, and then stand around talking. And it's like I just don't care about these people. These characters are boring.
Do they still have the plane? Do they still have the plane every week flying places?
Yeah, they still have the plane.
And
It was
I have to wonder if this is where DC is like, we don't want Arrow and Flash and Supergirl and Teen Titans to be tied into the movies for that very reason. We have this big movie thing going on either end, and now you have the TV shows in the middle trying to stretch plot threads from movie to movie rather than them act as their own entity. Because I thought the idea behind S.H.I.E.L.D. was great. I thought, we're going to get all this stuff in between each movie, and it's just that's from what I'm hearing, that's not the case.
Yeah, and I mean, I've not really watched it, but I mean, I know some basic plot points, and I've read things on the internet. See, the problem with that is it never makes sense. And even like Iron Man 3 didn't make sense. That there's this big, massive universe of heroes, and you've got S.H.I.E.L.D. and Coulson, and like Tony Stark's mansion gets destroyed in Iron Man 3, and no one comes. No one comes. You know,
I know, nobody cares.
Or it's like Captain America 2, he can't trust S.H.I.E.L.D. He could have at least phoned Tony. Can I borrow an armor for 5 minutes? You know.
Yeah.
And of course the TV show is just as bad, because I've heard that they always mention a lot of the heroes, you know, and they'll mention them in an offhand remark, which is great, but they never follow up on that, you know, like just pay Robert Downey the money just to come in one episode, you know, but they never do that.
That's a lot of money.
Well, yeah. Tie it into.
It's a lot of money, but there's also tons of other characters that you can use. Like, you could have just put Luke Cage in that show. You could have put Luke Cage in that show. You could
remember that guy that
Iron Fist in that show, but they just choose not to, and that's their problem.
See, don't you think it would be great that when like Chris Evans is signing his contract, well, I know he's not going to do anymore, but if one of the big stars is signing their contract, part of the deal is, okay, you do Thor 2 and 3, but you have to do 2 episodes Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. as well. You know, that kind of thing,
Yeah.
you know, tie it in. And that would get people watching it. I mean, I've not watched any, I can't complain, but it's just, it looks really boring to me. And I'm the same, I don't like the group. You know, you've got like the computer whiz, like in Flash, that guy, what's the guy called in Flash, the young guy that invents all the technology? He's such a crappy cat. My wife hates the show, by the way. We're sitting watching it and her eyes are rolling. And I'm like, that was cool. Did you see her run up the side of the building and she's rolling her eyes at how terrible the rest of the show is. But yeah, what can I say?
But that's the other thing. Like, why would Flash need to ask someone if he can run up a building? He would just run up the building.
I hate that. How fast do I have to run? You have to run 396 miles an hour. How do you know how fast? And he goes, I'll just run fast. Just keep running fast.
Does he have a meter?
He keeps
Does he have a
saying that.
tachometer on him, on his forehead that he can read?
And I hate, and obviously I'm not going to spoil this, Olivia, but there's a love triangle in the show, and it's so crap, and I don't know. I hate love triangles on TV shows. Just,
it's
just
the
tell
CW.
her. Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah. But Arrow and Flash, I still enjoy watching.
Yeah. I'm liking Flash. I'm liking it.
So what do you say we change focus and let's move on to an announcement that happened on October 15th. I think this, if I have this correct, this was done through like a shareholders meeting. There was no big to-do. Another studio made a big to-do. But DC Comics, or Warner Brothers, announced their movie franchise. Of course, starting with Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice in 2016. followed by The Suicide Squad in 2016, Wonder Woman in 2017, Justice League Part 1 in 2017, The Flash in 18, Aquaman in 18, Shazam in 19, Justice League Part 2 in 19, Cyborg in 20, and Green Lantern in 2020. That was a lot of stuff to throw out at everybody. And then in the more recent months, actually recent month, we finally found out the cast of Suicide Squad. So I'll just throw that back out to you guys. Although I did see the trailer for Focus, I think, with Margot Robbie and Will Smith. And it's kind of cool to see the two of them share screen time before this movie. And I can see some Harley-esque things in Robbie. So what do you guys think about the list of movies and the time span and then the casting of Suicide Squad? Mr. Chapman.
I think it's good, but they announced like The Rock to be in Shazam, Captain Marvel movie. Can't say that word. And but man, his movie don't come out till what year again?
2019.
2019.
I mean, he could be dead by then. I mean,
they can all be dead by then.
Wow.
and then I mean, anything could happen. I'm glad they said, okay, here we go. You guys celebrate. But the first movie we will not see is 2016. That's still a long way. But I don't know. I'm happy. I mean, at least they're doing something instead of nothing. Because that was Warner Brothers' problems for the longest time, is not doing nothing. And I don't know. I think the movie I'm looking forward to the most is
Cyborg.
No, Justice League Part 2. I don't want to see Part 1. I'm just waiting for Part 2. So I'm happy, but for me, it's just, I'm the kind of person that has to see things now. That's really too far for me to wrap my head around. So when it comes, it comes, and I'm the type of guy too. I'll watch one trailer and then I won't watch any more trailers. So I'll probably disappear for a while when these movies start coming out because I stay away from the internet and all that. So I don't want
Me too.
I don't want the movie spoiled. So I'm excited that Warner Brothers is finally doing something. It's the only sucky part is just so far away.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of look at it, it's like, but we're a year from Star Wars, and if you kind of put it in the Star Wars perspective, that's a year and 3 months. So a couple months after seeing Star Wars, it's not that much farther till Justice League, and I think things are Batman versus Superman. So, and it's cool to just wrapping
Suicide
production.
Squad right after too.
Yeah,
and I mean, what I was going to say was, obviously, the closer we get, that we're going to start getting trailer upon trailer. You're going to start seeing Batman soon.
God.
Isn't it The Hobbit? We're going to get to see the first official trailer for the movie, and it's...
That was the rumor.
I'll be honest, I'm genuinely hoping it's not too Batman heavy. I realise that it probably is going to be, but I do like, a lot of people have complained, I do like that there's been no Batman. There's been the Batmobile and stuff, and you've seen shots of Ben Affleck in his sort of waistcoat, but they've really downplayed the Batman angle, and I think it's because they realise that all the Superman fans are kind of like, this should be his movie. But I can't wait for it, and I think the release order is really interesting because obviously Suicide Squad, it's going to be, I mean, that's the Guardians of their lineup. Nobody knows who the Suicide Squad is.
Right,
Nobody
right.
in a regular fan. And the fact that they're introducing Joker and obviously Harley and Will Smith in a DC movie, I was really shocked by that casting. And then even things like you've got Justice League Part 1, then you've got the Flash and Aquaman in between, and Shazam before the next one. So they really can't have a big part in the movie unless they kind of just go away. It can't end on a cliffhanger. Like, we're all about to die, and then suddenly Flash, Flash, Aquaman, and Shazam have their own movies, and then Part 2 happens.
Yeah.
Seems like a weird order. You think they would be right after each other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Anyway. But really excited.
Anthony.
I think if everything aligns properly, I think Suicide Squad could be a better movie than Batman vs Superman. In my opinion. Now, I'm sure everybody will disagree, and that's fine. But I think it's got a better premise. What's that?
No, I was going to say
What's that?
after having seen Guardians of the Galaxy and going, who the heck are the Guardians of the Galaxy? I mean, being a DC fan, know who the Suicide Squad is, but you're kind of setting up a movie to be hit or miss, I guess. So I think it has probably the greatest chance of being really good because there's no the bar hasn't been set for it,
Right.
The thing is, the reason why I say that is because with Suicide Squad, like you're comparing it to Guardians. A lot of people don't know who Guardians are. It's a perfect comparison because people don't know what to expect. Going into Batman versus Superman, you know what to expect. You know who Batman is, you know who Superman is, and I'm talking about the general masses. I'm not talking about us because we know all these characters. But the general mass won't know who the Suicide Squad is and how they're formed and why they're doing what they're doing. And it's a totally different premise from any other superhero movie that's going to be coming out, Marvel-wise or DC-wise. So I think that's one of the main reasons why I think it could be more successful, because it could be like the under-the-radar one that comes out that year.
Yeah. Well, did you guys all see
2016 is packed. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, did you guys all see Assault on Arkham?
Yes.
That was a perfect way to show the Suicide Squad, don't you think? If they just even used some of the scenes that they used there, like obviously Harley getting with Deadshot and then Joker coming in like a triangle, I think it could be really good. And I think Jared Leto's going to kill it as Joker. I think he's going to be great.
I think so too. I think so.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, just talking about the animated movie for a second, I think hands down that was the best DC animated movie of the year for going up against obviously Batman and Son, so we'll leave that one alone. But Justice League War was in there. What else came out this year? I can't think of it at the moment. But
Dark Knight Returns came out. Part 1 and 2.
So yeah, I thought that was really good. Being especially coming out for Batman's 75th anniversary, and Batman's in it very little. I thought the Suicide Squad movie is anything like the animated film. I'm sold.
Yeah, me too.
Olivia, first impressions of just the list and the casting and everything.
It's very exciting, and it was, and it's funny because when Marvel had their big event, how much later, the same month, everybody, all the Marvel fans seem to be very critical, I guess, of DC, whereas I feel like DC heavy fans aren't that way about Marvel people. So I don't know why that is, but so when DC just has their little meeting and Marvel has a big event to tell everybody about it, it's like, oh well, Marvel's so much better. Anyway, so I thought it was really really exciting. I really like the Suicide Squad cast. I mean, again, people are all critical about that too, but I think everybody's going to do a really really good job, and I'm interested to see what they do with, like, a lot of people are not happy with Will Smith, and I don't know why. He's a very good actor, and he can definitely handle more serious roles just because he hasn't in the past done the majority of that. And also they're like, oh, he's gonna ruin the look of Deadshot because they think he's gonna refuse to wear a full mask, which, I mean, even if he does, which I don't know. Do you think he would? I don't think so. Well, I don't think he's that vain.
Other superheroes, there's tons of people that played superheroes that don't wear masks.
Well, even look at the Arkham City Deadshot.
Yeah.
He had a half mask that covered.
Exactly. He wears the eyepiece and. Yeah. So I've seen a few people doing Photoshop mock-ups of different designs, and he looks great. So I don't know what their problem is.
I think the big worry is, and I don't think this at all, but I think the big worry is that he's got this massive ego. He is Will Smith.
Yeah.
And I think he's going to be Will Smith in a movie surrounded by other people. And I think he's totally going to be the other way. I think he's really going to be one of the minor characters in the movie. Well, maybe not minor, but I don't think he's going to be this overarching presence that everyone thinks he's going to be. This, Will Smith. It's like, Arnie when he was Mr. Freeze, he was so understated.
Yeah,
that was a joke.
I'm more worried about The Rock taking over the family.
Yeah.
Because that's how The Rock is. He ruined that G.I. Joe, that second G.I. Joe movie. That was horrible.
Well, I mean, it was pretty bad, but I don't think he was to blame. I think that he did the best with a script that was terrible.
Oh, yeah, but he was also they killed Duke so he could be the main character.
Well, the worst thing was they actually filmed more scenes with Duke after. What was that stripper movie called? Magic Mike. Magic Mike did so well. They were like, do some reshoots, get him in the movie, like, have them play an Xbox before the mission, and they reshot all that Xbox stuff before they left. Just to, I don't know. It was just G.I. Joe movies are so bad.
That second movie was better than the first movie.
It was. It definitely was. There was no robotic suits running 50 mile an hour through the streets, which is not G.I. Joe in any way, shape, or form.
Exactly.
You know what would have made it great is when the credits were rolling, they should have had all the actors doing PSAs on the end credits. Hey, Jimmy, don't touch that live wire. Knowing is half the battle.
Yo, Joe. Do you think? Were you surprised that the inclusion of the Joker in the Suicide Squad? Do you think that's good to have him appear there first in this new cinematic universe?
I'll be honest. No, sorry, I think he's going to be the villain.
You think so?
I think he's going to be the villain of the piece because Joker would never join a group.
Yeah, no, he's not going to be in the squad.
Yeah,
no
he's
way.
going to be, or Harley's going to be in the squad, and he's going to be doing something really bad. He's going to be the villain of the movie. In fact, I think the villains are going to be obviously Joker and Amanda Waller, because Amanda Waller's going to have her finger on the trigger like she did in the animated movie. There's no reason they would work for her unless she had like the old explosives in the head kind of thing. And the Joker's going to be doing his own thing. He's going to want to destroy the city or whatever he wants to do. And I think they're going to go as far from Heath Ledger as they possibly can go.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think he's going to be as creepy. Well, I think he'll be creepy, but I don't think he's going to be like, junkie face like Heath Ledger had.
Yeah. I'm glad you said Amanda Waller. What do you think of the choice of Amanda Waller?
Oprah Winfrey? That is terrible.
No, it's not!
You know what? I will go on record after seeing The Butler in theaters and the portrayal that she had in that film. She can do some serious stuff. And
I saw The Butler. I thought it was quite good.
I thought she was brilliant in that movie. So
she's great.
Her name is escaping me, the actual voice of Amanda Waller.
Founder.
Yes.
Founder. I wish that she would be cast.
Let her do it.
I don't know.
She was great in The Shield. Yeah, they should get her to do it.
Great. She should absolutely.
Just don't get Angela Bassett from the Green Lantern movie.
I didn't even remember that she was in that movie. People have been talking about it. I was like, what?
Yeah, remember she was falling in Green Lantern and made like a water to fall around, like to fall into, and
no.
You know something? Is there a Green Lantern movie in the schedule?
Yeah, the last one, 2020. Yeah. 2020!
Jamie Evans posted a Facebook question. He was saying that he'd like to see a John Stewart Lantern. And I'm the same. John Stewart, Kyle Rayner, anyone but Hal Jordan, to be honest.
Yes, please.
I was going to say, what's the other guy called? Red Lantern?
Simon Baz.
No, Red Lantern.
Guy Gardner.
Guy Gardner. Guy Gardner.
No thanks.
John Stewart would be good. And
John Stewart or Kyle Rayner, yeah.
I just want to see some great constructs. Did you guys ever see that animated movie First Flight? That was a great movie.
Yes. Yeah.
All took place off planet. It was all like him becoming a space cop, and I think that would have been a fantastic version for the movie. Anyway.
Well, I'm sure it's not going to be anything like the last Green Lantern movie.
Oh yeah.
No. Come in. I do have here with Batman vs. Superman wrapping. Stu, you kind of said it a little bit ago. You've seen the full body shots of Superman in costume, Wonder Woman in costume. For the people that were at the convention, they got to see Ben Affleck in the Batman costume, that the real long shot where his head's sad Batman. But I'm really surprised that there hasn't been a single shot of him in costume out there at all. So, which makes me think, I wonder how much of this is shot on a sound stage when dealing with Batman to try and keep that away. Because I can't imagine that there's not going to be a scene with them fighting in the street or doing something in an actual location. So
I think it's all going to be at night. Definitely the biggest mistake with Dark Knight Rises was having anything with Batman in the day. It doesn't look good in the day. That shot of Christian Bale running up the street in broad daylight, Batman should always be done at night, I think. And I think, yeah, 99% it was all done on a soundstage with Ben Affleck. Of course, the big fight, you could see that his armour was CG, so obviously that would all been done on a soundstage, I think, anyway. Some of the stuff that I've seen from the movie, and obviously I've not really been going into spoilers, but some of the stuff I've seen from the movie, like, did you see that shot of the Superman statue with the swastika on the chest?
Yeah.
Yeah, so obviously there's meant to be like I don't know, like the public are not very happy with Superman. There's people who like him, people who don't, and someone comes and sprays a swastika on his statue, and also, I'm not going to mention it was a spoiler about James Gordon. I don't know if you guys saw that.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I hope that's not the case. I mean, if you're gonna, I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but if you're gonna set up your new DC universe, you should have everybody in it that's going to be in it for those characters, regardless if it's 2 or 3 movies down the line or whatever it is. So
yeah. Well, that's the scary thing is, if you look at the schedule, there's no Batman movie. So
well, they said there would be though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean,
it's going to be on the schedule.
But it's going to be so far away. And Ben Affleck, I mean, they've made him look older than he is, though. You've got to agree. When you see pictures of him, they've greyed his hair. He's got bags under his eyes. I would prefer, and we talked about this in the roadshow, that he should be younger. I really hate that they made him old. He should have been young, because now they've kind of put themselves in a corner where 2020, let's just say, when the Batman movie comes out, God, he's going to be even older than he is now, and he can only get older and older. A Batman Beyond version would be good, where he gets a young replacement.
I thought they said that they were going to have the Batman solo film and Man of Steel 2. It too also isn't on this list. I thought they were going to be sprinkled in between these. For some reason they didn't. I didn't think they were coming after 2020. I thought they just didn't schedule them in yet.
Oh,
That's
okay.
what they said.
I thought I heard somebody say that they were going to. That's kind of like they're holding those release dates. Like, we're going to put them in here, but kind of like when Marvel does their next. Hey, we've got this next big thing going on. Then they can go. Here's the Ben Affleck Batman movie in 2016. Or whatever that is. So I think we're going to see them before Green Lantern.
Yeah, I agree. And Jason Momoa signed a 5-picture deal, so. You've got Justice League Part 1, you've got Aquaman, Justice League Part 2, so I'm guessing he's going to be in some of the other movies as well.
Mm-hmm.
And one of
that's Batman Superman too, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that may be the thing. The Ben Affleck Batman could be the same way. He could appear in all of these films along with Henry Cavill,
And end of the credit scenes or things like that, and that would be great. Wouldn't that be great? You see like a Flash movie, and then there's one scene where the Flash is running around and Batman's on a rooftop and comes out the shadows and says something, and that's it. It'd just be great just to not know when you're going to see him next. It'd be very cool.
Yeah. So we'll change gears. This goes into what Olivia said a little bit earlier about Marvel's announcement. DC made their announcement on October 15th, and then Marvel, a few weeks later, on October 28th, did it in huge style. In a packed theater, and brought out Chris Evans and
Black Panther.
Yeah,
Downey
Black
Jr.
and Tony Stark. And did it that way, so I could hear some people say, "See, Marvel's doing it right," and I'm this is like Phase 3 and Phase 4 for Marvel before they finally got to the sound stage and do all this stuff. They didn't do it for Phase 2. They didn't do it for Iron Man, make this big to do out of it. I think once DC gets going and they've kind of established themselves, then their next steps, I think they'll probably announce stuff. But you can't help be impressed with what Marvel did. So I'll run down these movies real quick. We have Age of Ultron, which I know we'll probably talk about after seeing more snippets of the trailer and everything. That's 2015, so that's this summer in May. Captain America Civil War in 2016. What's that?
Oh, Ant-Man.
Yeah, Ant-Man, yep, that's in there. Sorry, I didn't space that out right. Ant-Man, the 15th, Captain America on 2016, Doctor Strange in 16, Guardians of the Galaxy 2 in 17, Thor 3 in 17, Black Panther in 17, Avengers Infinity War Part 1, Part 4,
Part 4.
May 4th in 18, Captain America or Captain Marvel, excuse me, Captain Marvel on the 18th, 2018. Inhumans, I can't read today. Inhumans, so much here. Inhumans on November 2nd, 2018. Avengers Infinity War Part 2, 2019. And then, yeah, that's that. So if you can follow all that I just read, you're better off than I am reading. So out of all of that, my Guardians of the Galaxy, don't hate me for this, I have no idea who the Inhumans are. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't have
Zero knowledge here.
I
So
do.
They live on the moon.
I do.
Anthony knows. We'll start with
Subculture
Anthony.
of the Kree.
Yeah, I do too.
Okay.
And
Stu knows everything.
I know who they are. They're led by Black Bolt. Medusa is his wife / incest cousin, I believe. Yeah. He is the king of the Inhumans. Black Bolt is, and then you have they're a subculture. It's actually happening in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. right now. They're starting to talk about the Inhumans a little bit.
Basically, yeah, they get their powers from these things called the Terrigen Mists or Terrigen Mists.
Yeah, they were the Inhumans were actually replicated by, I believe it was the Kree and during the Kree and the Skrull wars.
Yeah.
It was that whole thing, and then they were actually I believe they were made by the Kree. They're like a subculture of the Kree or whatever, but they have like powers and different powers like hidden in their DNA, and then it's pulled out, and then they become Inhumans, and then later on the Inhumans actually end up taking over the Shi'ar Empire. And there's a whole that's a whole different thing. That's like War of Kings and stuff like that.
There's some cool powers though, like the main guy, Black Bolt. Whoever they cast as Black Bolt's not gonna have many lines to say because Black Bolt can't talk. If he says anything, it can like level a mountain with one whisper. So Black Bolt never ever talks. It's just he just gets his mind read, doesn't he, by someone else in the team constantly?
No, well, he can do an inner monologue. Like he does a lot of inner monologuing, but he also talks through Medusa. He's telekinetic and she can read his mind.
There was a cool thing in World War Hulk when Hulk came back and he was on the moon fighting Black Bolt, and Black Bolt actually screamed at the Hulk, which he can't even whisper without like destroying a city, and he screamed at the Hulk, and the Hulk basically vanished, and then he came and kicked his ass.
Yeah, it's pretty.
But yeah, so it'll be really interesting. It isn't very well known. I totally agree, Rob. It's kind of like Guardians in that you have to be a real kind of Marvel or comic fan to know who they are.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that again there is not an Incredible Hulk movie anywhere.
Yeah, I'm really disappointed by that personally. Thank you very much.
They're just scared. They're scared because they had 2 chances and each one flopped. And the second one was great, don't get me wrong. I liked parts of the first one, I'll admit. Mainly action scenes, you know. I mean, the second one was really good. My big problem was that they depowered Hulk way too much. You know, anyone that saw the first Hulk movie and saw him, like, spinning tanks and throwing them, like, 10 miles and jumping 10 miles, and then the sequel, he had to do, like, 3 jumps to get out an alleyway, I did feel that they depowered him a bit too much, but I loved the second movie. Edward Norton was great as well.
Yeah.
Well, the director didn't agree, but yeah, I thought he was quite good.
I think they haven't touched it because they pretty much touched on his origin, and that's, I mean, you could totally do a whole nother movie, but you would have to go through. You could do like Planet Hulk.
Right.
You could do that. That could be a great movie, but the problem is that you would have to do, like, the Avengers would have to jettison him into space, and there would have to be this huge fallout with the Hulk, and then you would have to have the Hulk come back to Earth. So it would be really tough to do that story. But that's one of the best Hulk stories.
Right. And that's what people are like asking for. So and people obviously want to see this, and they know that. So it's, you know, it's interesting that they're still kind of like afraid to try.
Yeah, what do you think, Jason?
It's still too far out for me to wrap my mind about it. I'm excited. I'm not a big Marvel comic fan, but I'm a big Marvel movie fan. So anything they make, it's been a home run. But let me. Evans has a question for Anthony. It says, Marvel question for Anthony. Would you like? I can't see that far. Would you like Fantastic Four reboot to exist in the X-Men universe? the rumors floating around.
Would I like it if the Fantastic Four floated into the X-Men universe?
Movie, yeah.
The movie, yeah.
Well, I hate the X-Men movies, all of them. So I don't care less.
And the Fantastic Four reboot looks
The
even
Fantastic
worse.
Four,
So.
I don't know about that Fantastic Four movie.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. I wanted to get there.
I don't know. The casting is very strange. Like, I get they're going to do the whole adopted child thing. I don't really care about race. Race isn't a big deal. I don't care about that. You can switch race with any comic book superhero. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, not really. You couldn't have Black Panther with ginger hair and freckles.
That's true.
You know,
Did you guys actually see that Marvel Comics was making fun of the Fantastic Four and actually blew them up in the comic?
Yeah, they're
They
not doing
blew
any
the cast
comments.
that was going to play the Fantastic Four. That's how much Marvel hates that movie coming out.
I do want to touch on race, just a little bit.
Uh-oh.
I wouldn't.
Uh-oh.
No. I don't. I was listening to Hey Kids Comics podcast, and they were talking about changing a character so much that they're not the character who they are. They're just a character in the shell that they're now portraying somebody that they aren't actually are. So that would be like making Jon Stewart a Native American, just for the sake of making him Native American. I think Jon Stewart should be an African American. Superman should be who he is. I think you can blur the lines a little bit with some characters, but I mean, I guess it could work. It's one of those that people are like, oh, Ben Affleck's going to ruin, Batman. It's going to be horrible. And now I'm on the flip side with Fantastic Four saying this movie's going to be crap, and I haven't seen a single ounce of footage. And I'm like, we're changing the ethnicity of people, and Doctor Doom looks stupid. So I feel like I'm defending one thing and then being on the opposite side of the other. Are you guys in the same way?
See,
I don't know what I'm saying.
I don't know. Like the thing that I don't understand is like, okay, I get if you want to change his race, then change Sue Storm's race too.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Because you're just confusing shit when you're making people. Because then I gotta like learn this whole new backstory of why he's adopted and this whole thing. Where's his parents? Why did they give him? I don't care. I just make it very simplistic so we don't have to go through all this backstory drama crap.
Yeah.
It's like we know who the Fantastic Four is. We've seen the movies; they were horrible. We've read them in the comics for years. People that don't know still know who the Fantastic Four is. They know there's a rock guy, a guy that sets on fire, an elastic guy, and a girl that's invisible. You could ask anybody that, and they pretty much know who the Fantastic Four are. So it's like I think you're just confusing things when you just try too hard to just put other races in the movie. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's not a problem at all. I don't have a problem with that. But you're just trying too hard. Just make it simple. Just make them both African American then.
Exactly.
Isn't it scary that it took less time to film than an episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? It took like 2 weeks to film. It's like we're starting filming and we're done.
Yeah, that was really
quick.
Yeah.
I don't know if they did it like for 6 months under the radar, but it was like they were filming it and then suddenly they were done. And there's been no images. I mean, even Batman, Superman, I know that they had an image years ahead. They prepared, got some suit images. We've seen nothing. I saw a picture of like the Thing. Did you guys see that sort of previs? That's the only thing I've ever seen besides some terrible shots of like Doctor Doom. He looked like the one from the previous movie hanging on wires. I don't know. I'll be honest. I'm not a big fan of Fantastic Four. I've never liked the stories because it's always really cosmic and I don't know. I've just never been a fan. If I had a list of 10 books, that would be number 11.
Yeah.
I like the cartoons.
we're all the same with that. Chapman.
Remember the cartoons when we were kids? Maybe Rob's the same age as I am. Remember that?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I love those cartoons.
Yeah. What was the name of the robot? Was it Herbie?
Yeah, it had
Herbie. Yeah.
Bring Herbie back, and then everything will be all right.
Yeah.
Bring Herbie and Franklin.
Do Do you think it speaks volumes that Marvel canceled the Fantastic Four book? That they're
Oh,
not
yeah,
publishing?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They hate. I mean, who's the studio? Is it Fox that
Fox.
owns it?
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
hate Fox with a passion. They never released any of the. There was Hot Toys planned for the new X-Men movie. There's Professor X for First Class, and they just shelved them all. They didn't give the rights for anything. They denied the likeness to everything.
Oof.
DC hates Fox right now. Although, I mean, they seem to have the same thing with Sony, but I'm hoping they're going to work a deal out with Spider-Man. That's obviously something we need to talk about, is the new Andrew Garfield news today.
Yeah.
He's in trouble.
What happened?
Hey, I missed
Andrew Garfield was meant to, this might have been months ago, but there was a big Sony press conference, and Andrew Garfield was invited to sit next to Shuhimako Yamajitsu, whatever his name was, and he didn't turn up. He just didn't bother coming, and apparently, like, the guy was really offended by that. He's like the head of Sony, and he was like, he phoned the Triads. No, so basically, that was totally different country.
Show up.
Exactly. So basically, Andrew Garfield, there's rumours that he's been basically fired as Spider-Man. That they're going to do a deal with Marvel to introduce Spider-Man into the Marvel universe, but it's going to be a different actor
Dear
again.
Lord.
So that was the rumour today.
I think Marvel can introduce their own Spider-Man. They can introduce Miles Morales because he's part of
Yeah,
Don't you
there's like a
think
gray area with Miles Morales because he wasn't created until after Sony like had the rights and all that. So technically, Marvel should be able to use him. However, people don't love him like I do, so they don't want him in the movies.
Well,
they should totally do that. It would save him so much money and bullshit. They should
I'd be
totally
so happy with that.
Well, the other thing is as well, Sony took a big beating. As much as Amazing Spider-Man, I thought it was quite good. It wasn't like a critical success or anything. A lot of people hated it, and it didn't do as well as they thought it was going to.
Spider-Man.
I thought it was great.
Both those movies. Loved them.
I didn't like the first
I
one
don't
very
want to
much,
see.
though.
I don't want to
Jason,
see
do you hate them?
Tobey Maguire ever again.
I mean, they had problems, and I think the Green Goblin shouldn't have been in any of the Spider franchises because he was dealt with so poorly in each one.
Yeah.
I hated Goblin in the new movie. Electro was fine, but Goblin was just terrible, and the whole ending scene where he was injected, then he got in this magical healing suit, and then that was bad enough, but then in the final shot of the movie, he looked fine again. It comes and goes. What comes and goes? The fact that your teeth were pointy 5 minutes ago and now they're not?
Well, they're
It was
mixing
so
it with
strange.
the Ultimates.
Yeah.
They're mixing. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to.
Yeah,
But-
It was. You gotta admit, it was way better than the first one. The first
Oh,
one.
yeah.
Was
that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Apparently, other people don't agree.
What's that?
People don't agree. Apparently,
Well,
I mean,
The second one was better than the first one.
a lot of people hated the second one.
Why?
I don't know. I did not.
It's so much better.
you've got to admit, one of the things they nailed in the new movies was his humour. Tobey Maguire was terrible. He didn't. His one-liners were like, I can't even remember any, but like,
I don't think he
you're-
had any.
you're crazy, Ark. They were just really crap. And at least this one, he was forever making fun. He was taking phone calls when he was attached to the front of the cop car at the front, and
But-
that was really funny.
The whole thing to me is Andrew Garfield makes a much better Spider-Man, and Tobey makes a better Peter. And I agree with that. Like I think that Andrew Garfield is too cocky and too like cool geek to be Peter, but Tobey Spider is just, he's not Spider-Man, he's just a dude in a suit. But I think that's more of the fault of the writers, if anything. They didn't give him lines to say.
What about
This
Deadpool?
is.
Deadpool's coming out.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, Deadpool. Yeah.
Rob, come on, you're missing things from the list.
I know. Show's over. Thanks. No.
This show
yeah,
is a failure.
I'm out.
You have failed this internet. Chapman Films just left.
Yep.
Oh, he's back. So, I mean, Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool. Olivia, you just opened up the can.
I think Anthony opened up the can.
Oh, Anthony opened up the can. Deadpool.
Cool.
I think it's going to be CGI. I think he's going to be a CGI Deadpool.
Well, he was in the trailer. I don't know about the actual movie. I don't think they would make a. You remember what happened with Green Lantern? When you put too much CGI on your main character, it doesn't always work.
Well, it's a Ryan Reynolds film.
Yeah, well, yeah. But I mean, I thought that the CGI trailer was very cool.
Yeah.
His humor was perfect. The fact that, what was the bit where he drew a drawing and showed it to the guy just before it happened? Was it his sword cutting his head off or something?
The guy's head off.
It was really funny. It was brilliant, and Merc with the Mouth. And of course, that film, they can really go left field. You know, the way he can talk to the camera, and or even like the movie's happening and he just freeze frames and he comes and walks and talks to the camera and then they start back up again. They could do so many cool things with that movie.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just going to say Deadpool is a massive draw. There's so many Deadpool fans. You look at anyone's collection, everyone's got like a Deadpool statue, or it's like having Scarface in MTV Cribs. Everyone's got a Deadpool statue. You know, when you go, everyone's got that Scarface poster.
My favorite part from the little trailers, short as it was him jumping into the car and looking at one of the bad guys and says, "Trevor, there's no easy way to say this. I'm pregnant." You know, just that whole humor bit, I think will work really good. So, was the trailer leaked, or was it actually leaked, and then that's what got the studio saying, "Hey, I think"?
No, they showed it. I'm pretty sure they showed it.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, you know, when it first came out, it was low quality, so I don't know if it was one of those, like it was in-house and somebody sent it out before the studio was ready to release it.
Yeah. Isn't it very similar to Tron? They've not made anything at all. It was like, remember when Tron, they first did that Tron Legacy trailer like 3 years before they ever filmed anything for Comic-Con? Yeah. And then, remember, I was desperate, because I was a huge Tron fan, I was desperate to see that trailer, and you couldn't see it anywhere. It was one of the best-kept secrets. There was no leaked versions online, and took years for them to release it. But then you compare that to Fantastic Four. Deadpool's not even started rolling yet, and you've already had this really cool trailer. Fantastic Four finished like about 8 months ago, and nobody's heard anything about anything.
Because no one cares about Fantastic Four.
What are you saying?
No one, because no one cares about Fantastic Four. That's why.
Yeah, that's it. There's such a non. Yeah, there's such.
It's a shame because Fantastic Four started the whole cosmic universe for like comic-wise. They were like the first. The issue number 1 was like the start of all the cosmic universe for Marvel.
Yeah. The worst thing is The Incredibles did it so much better than they could ever do in a live-action movie.
Oh, yeah. Half of me still wonders if this movie isn't going to suffer the same fate as the original Fantastic Four movie, the one that was shot and the studio had no intentions of it ever seeing the light of day.
Yeah.
If this isn't, in fact, going to be the same thing, just as a property hold. I mean, why wouldn't you have a poster image, something to say, hey, we're doing a Fantastic Four movie, other than just internet blurbs?
You know, now that you've said that, that really makes sense. That they have literally just made this movie to keep the rights, because why would you not even release a character image?
Right.
And that was like almost a year ago they finished filming or something. It was at the beginning of the year, like February or something. I remember, or maybe it wasn't as long as that. But I mean,
I think it during the summer. Like, summer.
It makes perfect sense. That, I mean, it's such a shame as well, because I mean, I know the cast is pretty terrible, but I don't know. When I say terrible, I just think miscasting. Like, you know, Ben Grimm is the guy that played Billy Elliot. You know, the guy from Jumper. Mm-hmm. What's his name again? Jamie Bell. Whenever you think of Ben Grimm, you always think of, I don't know, like a big burly guy. You know, that's why he became the thing. He was this big, you know, rocky, hard, gruff exterior, and you've got this young 30-year-old guy or 35-year-old guy. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's Ben Grimm. I think of like a 40-year-old man, like a grown.
Or at least, or at the very least, a jock. You know, like a big burly guy that looks after Reed and gets him out of help. That was what he always was in the comics. He was Reed's kind of protector, bodyguard, best friend. And now, I don't know. He just doesn't look. He doesn't look the part. And it's like they didn't know the source material. It was like, you know who's really good? Billy Elliot. Get that guy. I love that guy. And I don't even know who's playing Doctor Doom. Does anyone know who's been cast as Doom?
I haven't followed up on any of that.
It's some dude.
Oh yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, I know him.
It's actually me, guys. I'm sorry. I've been trying to keep it under wraps.
We are not.
Me, and they were like, Anthony,
You are not a good advertisement for this movie if you're actually in it, Anthony.
Anthony, your movie is gonna suck. I'm just saying. No, not you. I'm sure you're a fine actor, but no. I don't know.
I just looked up the guy who's playing Doctor Doom, and he was in Dawn of the Planet of the Apes and Wrath of the Titans and Prince of Persia, all those great movies. Rock and Roller. I don't know who he is though. Toby Kebbell.
Kibble. No.
He's 2 years younger than me.
Kibbles and
That's my stage name. It's me, guys. I just told you.
Oh, sorry.
Well, your
Sorry.
name is Anthony, so I mean that's a pretty good stage name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
we have nothing. Yeah. We have nothing intelligent to say about this movie. So let's change gears here and say Doomsday.
You skipped a thing though.
I did. Am I
Bullet.
that?
We're just not gonna talk about comics ever.
Oh yeah. Let's do that real quick. We'll do that real quick.
I just wanted to ruin your segue.
You ruined it. We had 9 viewers, and now we have 8. The 9th viewer said, "You can't segue properly." I'm out. Hey, we got. I'm sorry. Man. Let's talk about comics real quick.
We have 8 viewers.
We have 8 viewers.
That's cool.
We've fluctuated between 8 and 9.
One
So
is
thank
my
you,
wife.
8 viewers. One of them is probably my wife.
Great.
Olivia's cat's watching.
She's
Yeah.
right there.
And Chapman Films is watching. Too.
Yeah.
So we only have 4 viewers. Let's talk.
Oh, there's
We'll
other questions on there too. Sorry.
Yeah, if
We got
anybody's
one
seeing any
question
questions,
on-
I'm controlling the camera feed, so I can't get to questions. So if you see any questions out there,
Yeah.
feel free to shout.
All right, hold on. Let's pause for a second. We got some questions, all right?
Okay.
All right.
Okay, I'm pretty pumped.
Okay.
Olivia, go for it.
Okay. On the actual YouTube, we have one question from RM Forever TV, and he asks, I'm assuming are you guys getting the collector's edition for Batman Arkham Knight?
I am this guy. Pre-order.
Isn't there 2 versions? One with the Batmobile and one with a statue, or?
Yes. I pre-ordered the statue of it. I didn't want to pay the extra $100. It was like $199 and a $299 version, or something like that. Maybe not $299, but it's about $200. The Batmobile looks great statue-wise, but I guess it's supposed to transform and move like it does in the game. The DLC content's the same. To be honest, I really wanted it for the art book, the DLC, because you'll get New 52 skins, is what it says.
Right.
So you'll get the New 52 Batman, but that could be New 52 Harley Quinn, New 52 Robin, New 52 Red Robin. They haven't said who the other 3 skins are, but I am getting the Arkham Knight. So I'm slowly paying it off. Every paycheck I go put $10 down. So
What's the other statue, Rob? Obviously, there's the Batmobile. What's the other one?
the statue is a statue of Batman. It looks like he's like standing on a rooftop or whatever. And some people say at the bottom of the statue it says the Gotham Knight instead of the Arkham Knight. And some people are saying it's a memoriam statue to Batman. So some people thinking that he could die or nobody. I don't have to say spoilers because it's just a rumor. So it could just be Batman defeating the Arkham Knight, and now there's just the Gotham Knight being Batman.
Maybe Bullock kills him.
Yeah. See, Bullock is shady the whole entire time, Anthony. He's shady in Gotham. He kills Batman, so his character is true to the game. So anyway, any other questions?
Yeah. Okay.
Anybody else is getting?
Wait.
Anthony?
Okay. Is anybody else getting?
Nope.
All right.
Jason?
Well, so RM Forever TV says he is getting both. Now, Noah Hull says, "Hey Rob, how you doing?" And then in a separate comment says, "Who is your fave Robin?"
Red Robin. Tim Drake. Been my favorite Robin since I was. Yeah. There you go.
Okay, and Jamie Evans had a few questions on the Facebook, but I I think we covered a couple. Let me see. He asked about which GL we want to see, and we kind of talked about that. He has a few. Okay. Anybody picking up the DC Comics movie posters in March 2015?
Oh yeah, like from bus stops and stuff, or
Are they like releasing posters, or are we just gonna steal them?
just every bus stop just got a cracked window.
Oh God.
I've got they're hanging on my wall. I've got some from The Dark Knight, Batman Begins. I have a cool Superman Returns poster, where it's like the shot above Brandon Routh where he's like looking down on the world. So usually if it's a movie I like, I'll go to like posters.com and I'll buy a movie poster. So
yeah, I've got that.
Probably would.
I can't wait to see what the posters are going to be, because obviously we've got the shot of Henry Cavill in the rain, and I can't wait to actually see like a back-to-back Superman or a back-to-back Superman Batman, or you know, and a really theatrical poster.
That's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be very good, and you know that we're really getting to the point where the advertising is really going to kick up a gear. You know, when we get to the new year, they're really going to start releasing, you know, like, oh my God, look at this leaked picture. You know, they're going to deliberately start leaking images every other week, and it's really going to get great, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Jason, you've kind of said this a couple of times that you can't wrap your head around it. Just jump 5 years into the future that we will have Marvel movies and DC movies going on at the same time, that you may have just seen a movie and in a month there's going to be another movie and another movie. Can you imagine, just everybody to talk about all the amount of comic book superhero movies that we're going to be inundated with? I'm saying that word right?
Inundated, yeah.
Inundated.
I'm going to be a broke guy. If it's going to come down to, we just saw Guardians of the Galaxy, now we're going to go see Cyborg, which one are we going to go see? Are you going to start going, well, I'll wait in Redbox the rest of these Marvel movies later?
No way.
No. my wife is like, does that mean I'm not going to get to watch any Nicholas Sparks movies or anything like that? So I'm like, sorry, babe, it's you married a superhero fan. That's all we're going to see. Yeah. So I just, it's kind of mind-blowing to think that we're going to have so many superhero movies in the next, 7 years.
Oh God, yeah, I know, it's like 20 movies. It's ludicrous. In a good way, not in a bad way, obviously, but there's so much. Can you imagine the merchandising? Forget about the movie tickets, just the sheer amount of figures and statues and posters and T-shirts and hats and socks. You know, there's going to be so much merchandising just for the Marvel side of things, you know? Like, you look at Guardians, and I always feel sorry because they always make, like, about 10 great figures for each movie and 100 pieces of junk. Like, you know, Man of Steel had some pretty good, the Movie Masters figures were quite good. Some of the sculpts were off, but they were quite good. And then you had 100 of those, like, the minifigures where their arms stretch and Superman and his fighter jet. Anyway, but I can't wait for the movies. It's an exciting time. You know, it's going to be like every other month or every 2 or 3 months we're going to get a Marvel movie, then a DC, then a Marvel, then a DC. It's going to be a crazy time.
I have a question. Now, you mentioned Movie Masters. So, like, do we know, like, does Mattel still have the license for that? How far into the future are we ever going to see, DC Collectibles take over that license? Or what are we thinking on that?
I thought I saw somewhere that Mattel has rights to Arrow and Flash and Batman vs. Superman. I almost want to say that they maintained rights for that.
Well, that can't be, because the DC Collectibles have made Arrow figures, and they're making Flash figures as well.
Well, maybe they did at one point and then they relinquished it. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, either way, I hope they do, because, okay, I know DC Collectibles, you move an arm and it falls off, but the sculpts are better. And I always go back to, like, obviously me being a Superman fan, Mattel completely blew the Christopher Reeve license for that minifigure. As much as I love it and I'm glad to have it, they had the chance to make. Can you imagine? And this goes for Batman as well. Can you imagine if they made like a Through the Ages Superman box set that was like a TV and movie version? George Reeves and Chris Reeve, and you'd have Dean Cain in there. A good Brandon Routh sculpt. You know that nowadays they could make a good, because there's never been a good Brandon Routh sculpt. And do the same for Batman. Adam West, and then obviously the NECA figure looks great. I love that NECA Keaton Batman figure.
Yeah.
And then Val Kilmer, I don't know how you would kind of, You know how good a Val Kilmer figure would go down. But
I'd buy it. Anthony
yeah,
wouldn't.
I think you'd probably buy a George Clooney figure just because you'd want the entire set. You know, and they would probably come in a big set. So I mean, I just think it's a wasted opportunity. That forget making movies for the new, making figures for the new movies. Go back to a classic movie like Batman Returns. Okay, I know 50-50, but make a Batman Returns line. 10 figures, just everyone that was in it, Max Shrek, they'll sell. People are going to buy them because there's a lot of nostalgia, with us geeks.
Yeah.
Mattel doesn't want to do that. It makes too much sense.
Yeah, that's it. Mattel can't make like Batman Return figures because they don't have the body bucks. They would have to use like a standard body buck and just, that's all they have.
They would have to start from scratch and do a whole new body.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
No. I know we were going to talk about comics, but we've talked about Mattel and NECA twice, so we'll come back to comics if we have a chance to. What do you guys think about just the figures that are out right now? We're down to the end of 2014. I know we've all been buying quite a bit out there. Do you have anything that are just that were your favorites of the year, or let's go back just a little bit and do Doomsday and talk about Robin, the last hurrah from Mattel. Anthony, your review is up for Doomsday. I've yet to see it yet, been busy enough, but what are your overall impressions now that we've heard that we're not going to get the figure, we are going to get the figure, now that it was here in your hands, what did you think of it?
It's a really good figure. It's probably the best one in the subline. That's what everybody wanted in the first place. They should have just given it to us in the first place. I'm probably not even going to get the containment suit one because this one's way better. So
yeah,
it's a really good figure. I like the display. I like the little touch with the Superman cape on his knuckles.
Yeah,
it's a really good pickup for $35. Well, I think they raised it to $40 now, but it was $35 when I bought it.
I mean, I'm happy with it as well. I've not got it yet, obviously, but I mean, I'm really happy with the way it turned out. And the good thing about it is it's fantastic. It's everything we wanted. But when you compare it to some of the figures they put out just before the end, like that Superboy, it's like day and night. The amount of care and love they put in Doomsday, and then Superboy was such a right. We've got these arms and these legs and this head. Let's try and make them into a Frankenstein Superboy.
That had
it was weird that they did that.
But
it's like they gave up on it.
And Doomsday's great, and the size is perfect. I know people say he's too big. He's been drawn much. It's like the Hulk. The Hulk goes from being just over 9 foot tall to being 20 foot tall. Depending on who's drawn him. So I love the height, and I think it's great that he towers above. Did you guys ever see that guy's collection? I think I shared images. This was months ago now. The guy who's got every DCUC figure all on L-shaped shelves, 5 shelves. Brilliant. I absolutely love that guy's collection. I have to send you the image. It's for a DCUC collector. It's brilliant. He's got every single one, and they're all perfectly laid out, standing next to each other on 10 shelves. It's amazing. I will look for that now.
Other than Stuart, Anthony, Olivia, Jason, you plan on picking up Doomsday at all?
Apparently Todd ordered it without telling me, so yeah.
Yeah, Todd.
Way to go, Todd!
Internet high five.
Because I was gonna order it because I'm planning to order Damien. That's tomorrow.
Yeah, it's tomorrow.
No, that's on Monday.
Monday.
Oh, I thought it was the
yeah, tomorrow's Sunday. That's right.
Oh, all right. Well, anyway, I was planning on ordering Damien, so I figured we'd order them all at once to save on shipping. But oh well. So, yes, we have a Doomsday coming, and yeah. So I haven't seen him in person yet, though. So looks really cool, though.
Yeah, I loved in your review, Anthony, that you showed he's got the eyes painted underneath and the teeth. That's great touch.
Yeah, that's a good one. I was surprised they gave him a tongue, too.
Yeah,
his tongue.
Stu, do you have the containment suit one in hand?
I don't. There was a friend of mine online that basically said he was going to the con, and he asked if he'd like me to pick it up, and he didn't ask for any payment or anything. It was really great of him, but he's been through a few things, but he is sending it to me. I've not even had that in hand, but obviously I can't wait to have the two of them next to each other.
Yeah.
Just massive. Especially because they'll be the biggest Doomsdays I've got. I think I had a Hulk. I had a Hulk custom made very similar to your one, Anthony. It was made out of the Green Goblin.
Green Goblin.
Yeah. So he's cool.
The movie Hulk.
Yeah, they're going to tower above it, I can tell.
I take it that the two Doomsdays are the same size. The containment suit isn't like smaller than. I just didn't want to know if Mattel pulled the big Doomsday's here and the other one's like smaller. So
I think it's the same overall body,
the
but
Unleashed is a little bit taller because of the ponytail. That's it.
Yeah,
Maybe the head.
Yeah.
Cool. The last figure being Robin, Damian. I think I know a couple of us are getting it. Mr. Chapman, in advance, thank you, good buddy, for helping to hook a brother up, as I'll be working at that time.
I hope. Oh my God! You get you one.
What do you think about Damian being the last official DC UC figure made by Mattel? That's the note they're going out on.
I find that strange. I mean, as much as we love Robin, Rob, I think that wasn't planned. I just think, oh, last guy, here we go.
Yeah.
So I think if they had to do it all over again, I think they'd probably make Doomsday the last one. But I don't think that was planned that Robin won. But
Yeah.
hey,
I mean,
me and you, Rob, that's great. I mean, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
doesn't it say on Doomsday's packaging the last ever figure? It actually
Yeah.
says that on his packaging, so you
I
can
think-
tell that was the plan.
Right.
Just
I think he was the last one they tooled, the last one that was ever created. I mean, because they had Damian planned for last year, and
True.
barring that the sub went through. So it's just kind of what they went with, and they
Yeah.
had their plan, and then, Doomsday is the last one. He just happened to be released a little early.
Yeah, wasn't the containment suit. The containment suit one was just it was the Validus body sculpt they used, and obviously just done a new head, put the pipes on him.
Yeah, it's the same with the Unleashed too. They're both on the Validus /
Yeah.
Kilowog body. They all share pretty much the same body.
Yeah, just a
And
little bit of
and-
retooling.
Yeah, and Chemo as well, I think. But yeah, I'm glad we got it. And obviously the Robin too. I'm really impressed with that
Yeah.
Robin. The more pictures I see of him, as long as the QC is okay. I know that's always a worry. But
Yeah.
the sculpt looks great. The fact he's coming, was it like 2 Batarangs or 1 Batarang or something, or a baseball bat, or I'm thinking of the Son of Batman one.
That's the little Gotham one.
Yeah, Little Gotham, that's right. Too many Robins.
It's
coming.
adorable. Oh my gosh, I almost picked those guys up on around
How
Black
do you
Friday.
not like these two guys?
I almost
I eat a
bought
lot. I eat a lot of candy bars, Batman, and let's go play catch, Dad.
Yeah.
Robins.
them. I almost bought them.
Throw you a batarang.
After I eat this candy bar.
I'll throw you a batarang. You catch it with the bat.
We'll kind of go down through these last few. We're kind of pushing a little bit here on time for the show. The DC Collectibles, their last wave of figures coming out, the Capullo, the New 52 line, Batman animated series figures, which I've got my Batman just up here, and kind of what we think of DC Collectibles at this point. How are you guys thinking the Batman animated series figures are going for DC Collectibles?
Absolutely love them. The sculpts are so cool. Obviously, the limbs breaking off is not great, but and that's a sad thing. Whenever you see someone holding like their figure in 2 pieces. But I love the sculpts, and I was always a huge fan of the animated show. Like when I grew up, obviously I was always a Superman fan, but loved the animated show. Couldn't get enough of it. I think was it Cat in the Claw was the first ever episode. I remember seeing it the day it aired in the UK.
Yeah.
And so just to see these figures, it takes me right back, and I love that they're doing it in 2 waves: new version, old version, new version. It keeps it really fresh.
Yeah.
And that new Batman is so cool. He's got his cool grappling gun, which I always loved the grapple gun from the show, which was like a T-shape. It was so cool. The Robin. The only thing that I'm not really happy with, though, and obviously I've not actually seen them in hand, is all the Series 1 ones. They've got those crappy leg pegs, the holes. Well, if you look at the the leg
The
holes.
new ones
if
don't
you
have them.
The new ones don't have them.
Right.
Now,
Yeah.
I don't know if the original ones had the holes when we first saw them either at
I
Comic
think
Con.
they
I don't know.
did. I was trying to remember the same thing because I was like, well, maybe they're just showing it and then the final ones will have them or won't. But I think the original pictures did show the holes in the leg. So I think maybe they're actually listening to people who are saying we don't like it. And
Maybe.
wow, wouldn't that be good?
Well,
I
even
think it was just because he was the first figure, though. I think it was just because like it was a product of like Batman just being the first figure, I don't know. Maybe it's just
No, but
how
it's not. It was like Catwoman had them, and Mr. Freeze had like all of these first like ones that we're getting now. They all have the holes. It's just the newest photos that we've seen are the first ones I think that don't have the holes.
Yeah.
Rob, what does the inside of Batman's cape look like in Wave 1? What colour is it? Black?
Black.
it's just
Black.
straight black.
Yeah, because you notice the new one's got a bright blue inside,
Yeah.
just like the animation. That's a really cool
I can't
touch.
wait for that Batman to come out. Oh my god.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Did you see, there was, after the figures started hitting, there was a guy posted an image on Facebook, and I've still got it somewhere on my phone, and it was just a shot of the Series 1 Batman figure standing with his arm up, firing his grab. It looked so cool. He had it like on a building ledge, and I'm just really hoping that they start releasing, even if they just release Superman, I don't care about, I'd love to get the whole series, but just give me the Superman. And I think they would do, because the animated show for Superman, he always had like kind of black trunks. I don't know if you remember that, but he had the red cape and red, but his trunks were like 90% black with 2 red strips down them. That's just me being selfish, but I even love the bases on the Batman figures. They've got like a little sort of blueprint of the character design. It's a great touch.
Yeah.
It's really great. And of course,
How would it be if they did like a Justice League Unlimited line? Oh
Yeah.
my god. Oh my god.
6-inch GLU.
Oh my god, I want that so badly.
Oh my god, I love that show so much.
Me too. So cool. And that would just make more money for them. It's like if this Batman line keeps doing this well, I mean, they need to fix these QC issues or they're gonna lose people. But as long as they do that and people keep buying them, they might consider it.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep buying them. I don't
And
know.
that's the thing. They've got the license, like I was saying before about the movies. It's like a license to print money. All they need is a sculptor to come and I mean, whoever's sculpting those figures, I don't even know who's doing it.
It's Gentle Giant. It's Gentle Giant Studios.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
And they do some of the best statues as well. They do some great statue work. So that's my biggest regret with things like Man of Steel. I would love to have seen like a figure line that was that well made. And I'm not a big articulation fan. Obviously, I usually have them in static poses. But when you're doing a review, you don't want to lift his arm and his arm comes off, certainly. Yeah. But the accessories, I love the accessories. I can't wait to see like Ventriloquist and Killer Croc. Yeah. And the Joker, the 2 versions of the Joker, one with the little black pinprick eyes and Harley. It's honestly, it could just keep going and going. Man-Bat,
Exactly. It's so cool. It's such a cool line. It's just.
I can't wait for both those Robins too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Drake Robin and it's gonna be.
Yeah, sweet. The big bug eyes. That's a great look.
I'm surprised they never put Red Hood in the animated show.
Yeah, I would have kind of thought by the new Batman Adventures that they would have hit that character, but they kind of did an amalgamation of Tim Drake as being Jason Todd and Tim Drake both. Kind of gave him Jason's origin with a little bit of Tim Drake. So
yeah.
Was Red Hood even around back in that time? The Jason Todd Red Hood?
During the New Adventures.
Well, what?
I remember
Jason.
First time I remember seeing a Jason Todd was in the Hush series, and it was Clayface, and that was way after the cartoon was done.
Oh yeah,
no, Under the Red Hood came out like way before that came out.
Really?
No. The first images of Jason Todd were in Hush. I'm gonna switch cameras so you don't see me get it up, but
what?
Whoa!
Whoa!
Holy cow!
Holy moly!
We just turned a corner.
That's right.
Dear Lord.
I'm trying to find what the print of this book is. It's a 2000 something. So yeah, this is a 2000. So you're right.
Yeah, it didn't even exist.
He didn't even exist then. Because the animated series. Yeah,
Under the Red Hood was 2005 to 2006. The story arc, and I'm looking it up too. And,
Hush was 2002.
Yeah.
Hush is 2003. 2003. Oh wait, no, I'm lying. Well, that's when the character debuted, so I'm guessing 2002, 2003. When was the New Adventures?
1998.
Oh.
Yeah, it was.
There you go.
And no one is not in battle.
What about what was
Alright.
I going to say? What about that new did you guys see that new Jay Lee figure line that was coming
Oh,
out? The Superman
yeah.
Batman, that looked
That
great.
looks awesome.
Yeah.
That's just another one that's like such a stylized look that they're just nailing.
yeah.
It's so cool.
I might get a couple and I might do a custom and do Superman's eyes white and just like white with pupils as well. But I
Yeah.
love the style, I love the capes. They're so stylized and
Yeah,
brilliant.
that's so cool.
There was a rumor there was going to be a Rockefort line as well for Superman Batman, so
Oh,
that would
really?
be great.
Oh, that'd have been good.
I would like to see Rockfort Teen Titans.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
A
That would be
line that I want to see is Tomasi Gleason Batman and Robin line.
Yeah.
And get.
Yeah.
I would love to think we're going to get that next year. Have Red Robin, Red Hood, and Batgirl in their Robin costumes. I think that would be sweet. Or just do a Tomasi Gleason line in total. So
Yeah.
I would love to take
Yeah.
this Red Robin figure and get some custom work done so he looks like he did in the Batman and Robin comic. So, but anyway.
Yeah.
I just want a new.
Are any of you guys gonna pick up the SH Figure Arts Batman?
Oh, I'm getting the Superman. That one looks amazing. The Injustice
I'm
one.
getting Batman.
It was so funny because when that Injustice Superman one got previewed, I compared it to the figure and it looks amazing. The sculpt. And that a lot of people hate that costume as well because he's got the kind of mankini underwear that goes up to his high hips. But I think it's a great look. In the game, I actually played the game recently because I was one of those people like Arkham where I don't really buy the game. I just watch all the cutscenes on YouTube, and I really just watched it like a movie. I sat there and I was on my lunch break, and I just watched it like a movie, and so I really enjoyed that. And I did the same with Injustice, because I don't know, did any of you guys play Injustice at all?
I did.
Oh, the
I did.
storyline was brilliant. I loved the storyline. And so I actually bought the game a while back now, but I bought it and just played it, and worked my way through the story, and I loved the storyline. It was better than some of the animated movies that came out.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So, what are you guys looking forward to in 2015? Movies, figures, anything in particular that you kind of hope? And we can tie this into one of the latter questions that I have is what you asked Santa for Christmas. Stu?
The Odin Way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too.
What was that? The Odin line. Yeah, the Odin line looks great. I love the running changes as well. There's a lot of different figures coming out with that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm looking forward to this year coming. I mean, obviously there's a couple of things that are on the horizon, statue-wise, and things that look very cool. But there's not really. I don't know. What's been previewed by DC recently? Can you guys remember what solicitations are coming soon?
Well, Jay Lee.
The People line still got some new stuff. They got Jim Gordon coming, Batgirl's coming.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Which one is it?
Is it Capullo?
Oh,
Oh, the
Batman.
Capullo.
Year One Batman's coming out. I can't wait for that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Batman and Son. Aren't they doing the figure throwing?
Yeah.
Or Year Zero. I'm sorry, Year
0 year.
Zero. 0 year. I keep
We never got a chance to mention this. Obviously, I know this is kind of cheap.
Yeah.
I think we just lost Stu.
No.
Oh, there he is.
Oh. He's frozen.
He's frozen in time.
Let it
Make a
go,
funny
Stu.
face.
Let it go.
God, Rob.
That's
all
twice this year, but I've done that. Oh my gosh. Are any of you guys, while we wait for Stu to unfreeze, is anybody going to usually do a top 10 every year of my favorite figures through the year that have been out? And I've bought so much this year. I was just jotting some figures down that I was going to put in a top 10 video at the end of the year, and I'm having a real hard time. I knew who number one's going to be, but I'm having a hard time trying to decide my favorite things from 2014. There's just been a lot of cool stuff.
Oh, we lost you. Yeah,
Lost
I bought a lot. Oh, my room is a mess. Like, it's just all my figures. I have figures everywhere. I have them on shelves. I have them on my desk. I have them on boxes in my closet, and like I don't even know how I'm gonna figure out what I bought this year. But that is a fun video to do, and I'd like to try to get one up. but I probably would do like do you guys usually do top 10 figures that you bought or top 10 figures that like came out this year specifically? Because like I mean we all buy older figures too. So,
I usually
Top 10 figures
do my top 10 of 2000 figures that came out actually in the year 2004. That's how I do mine.
Welcome back, Stu.
I'm back. Sorry.
Hello.
What happened there?
And Jason, you said you do the ones that you bought.
Yeah, I do the ones I bought, but if you look at my channel, I didn't make any videos hardly. No, because here's the thing. I guess I'm the only one with kids. So when I see a figure, do I really need that? And I usually talk myself out of it because So Anthony challenged me to do my favorite top 10 DC characters of all time. So I'm gonna do that. I have everything set up over here. Can't see it, but
nice.
So I'm gonna do that.
That's pretty good.
I don't, figures I'm looking forward to this year. I guess like we were talking about the Robin figures from the animated series.
Yeah.
I don't know what else that I'm gonna get because G.I. Joe's not making anything. Mattel's not making anything for DC wise, so and I'm not a big fan.
G.I. Joe's coming out with the 6-inch figures now.
Oh yeah.
If that's so far ahead, I can't remember my if that comes out, I'm the first one in line. But here's the problem. Here's what I'm afraid of. Retail sucks, man. I've been looking, for example, I've been looking for that Batman 66 DVD set. I can't find it anywhere around here. And I'm not going to pay eBay prices for it. I guess I could get it on Amazon. But then I get to the point where I'm like, do I really need that right now? Because I got a son and I'm sure he's fed and all that. So, it's tough. But if G.I. Joe comes out with the 6-inch figure line, and as long as it's not like let's say they came out with 6 on the first wave, if 4 of them are Snake Eyes, I'm going to be pissed off.
3 Dukes, 2 Snake Eyes, and a Storm Shadow.
Exactly, that's what we're probably going to get.
No, what it would be somebody completely off the radar. You would get 5 really you get 3 Snake Eyes, a Duke, and then some soldier. Like who's this guy?
I'm all about the guy in the back.
Yeah.
What about the Black Series? Is there any cool upcoming figures scheduled for that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Darth Sidious is going to be in Darth Sidious, I believe, and then they got a bunch of Commander Cody's going to be in.
Cool.
Part of the next one. They have I forgot his name, Bosk or I can't remember.
One of the bounty hunters.
The bounty hunter guy. Yeah. Who else is coming out?
What about 3PO? Are they planning on doing a 3PO or?
I don't know.
I thought they were. I thought they showed that and he disappeared. I feel like they had that ready.
3/4 inch, I think.
It's the release schedule is really weird, isn't it? Don't you think? And obviously, I realise they're cherry picking from each movie and each franchise and stuff, but it's so strange, and some of the choices are really out of left field. Like they should have I think they should have focused on a lot of troopers, like snow troopers. Obviously, they've got the scout trooper and sand trooper and stuff, but I don't know. I love the figures. There's strange little things. I watched some reviews and some of the figures have hooks for their lightsabers, some of them don't. Some of the lightsabers are different scale. Yeah, and the blades are different colours as well. What was that?
I said I want Grand Moff Tarkin.
Oh yeah, big sunken cheekbones.
I want General Nady. From.
Oh yeah, with the worst haircut ever, down
Yeah. We stole an Imperial shuttle and disguised it as a cargo plane. I want that guy.
Yeah, can you imagine how many people are going to rush out and buy Mon Mothma? I need to get Mon Mothma.
We used to fight when we were when I had cousins when we played Star Wars. We always fight to play Mon Mothma.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yes.
Or even Lando Calrissian.
We fight.
Yeah, Lando. Admiral Akbar.
Oh, it's a trap. Or even, what was his name from the Falcon? Was it Nien Nunb? The guy who's kind of
Yeah.
French monkey guy.
Yeah. The guy with like permanent drool issues. You look like
Can you imagine? Can you imagine if you're sitting next to him on the Falcon and you keep just like wiping his drool off the seat?
I'd be like, dude, you got issues.
Yeah, you need to go back and play.
Dig
You need to go back and play a game of chess.
Yeah, I always pictured Chewie getting in the Falcon after Return of the Jedi and being like,
Do you guys think Chewbacca's going to have grey hair in the new movie?
He should.
I'm just curious. What do you think? Do you think he's going to have like Reed Richards?
It'd be sweet.
yeah.
Like big massive. I'm just curious about. I can't wait.
He'll just have the one gray stripe like right here, off to the side.
They should give him a mullet.
Or a big massive like Duck Dynasty beard.
A big walking mullet. It'd be awesome.
Yeah. Somebody get this big walking mullet out of my face. Oh my gosh.
Do you guys think
This
they would
is
ever
usually
do
the
a,
point of the show. What's that, Stu?
no, I was just going to say, do you guys think they would ever do a Black Series Falcon?
They
Like
should.
a massive playset or an AT-AT? Like obviously, actually the AT-AT's not as big as you think it is. When I was watching the thing, it's like 15 meters tall. It's not that big, really, in the grand scheme of things. You always imagine it being a couple of 100 foot high. It's not really that big.
Yeah,
You
they
never
would
know.
just start releasing vehicles. Well, I mean, they already released the one vehicle. They've released the speeder bike.
Speeder bike.
Yeah.
I just saw that recently.
Yeah.
I mean, and if you count Jabba the Hutt a vehicle.
That,
Yeah.
He's a vehicle for his
land.
parasites.
Yeah. Vehicle for his parasite. Oh my gosh.
Did you guys ever see the making of Return of the Jedi back in the day, and it showed you inside Jabba the Hutt what it was like, all those midgets inside controlling him?
Oh, I got that on.
They were all
VHS.
they were all sitting there with cigarettes in their mouth, like controlling it with cigarettes sticking out lit. It was hilarious, and it's like, I control Jabba's child. Oh, it was terrible. They're all sitting. Crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, back in the day. But yeah, there's some great toy lines out there. What's
I think now is usually the part of the show where we're starting to get a little slap happy. Kind of wrapping things up here. We're kind of like pushing Stu's bedtime a little bit. Probably mine for that matter.
We
I'm
have
a
some more
fall right-
questions too.
Oh, go. Shoot. Set the questions.
Okay. We
Oh.
have.
Jamie Evans, when he was talking about the
Yeah.
movie posters,
Yeah.
he wasn't talking about movie posters, he was meaning those, remember I shared them earlier, the comic covers that are replicating the movie posters?
Oh,
North,
Yeah.
North by Northwest.
Yeah, he posted them
and-
on the status.
Harry Potter, Batman.
Yeah. The Fugitive, yeah.
Mask. Yeah. Okay, so.
I don't.
Sorry, go ahead, Stu.
I was just going to say I'm not going to be picking them any of that. I don't know if any of you guys are going to be buying them.
I would. I didn't think those were actually real. I thought that was just.
Yeah, they don't look real.
Yeah. I thought it was some really good fan art. So.
Yeah, that's.
Oh yeah,
that's
I think they're doing a month where they're releasing them as comic covers. I don't
That's
know
so
though. I mean,
weird.
that's just.
I-
Yeah.
Okay, I have to say he's posted one in the Superman Action Comics, and it's Bill and Ted. It's like a Bill and Ted based cover.
Yeah.
I love Bill and Ted, so I might get that. Just
The one with him in
for the heck of it.
Doomsday, it's really funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really funny looking, so I might get that. If I see it, I'd be like, all right, maybe. Okay, so we have a couple on the YouTube. Let's see. Okay, Super Steel 75 says, "Hi, love you guys. Keep up the great work. My question is, Stu Murray going to get the Tom Welling custom? That just got announced."
That one looks really cool. I'm tempted. Obviously the leather jacket and the head sculpt looks so accurate. Maybe I'll see how good Santa is to me, money wise. But yeah, I mean it's just the clothes and the head really. So it's just a matter of buying a Hot Toys body and putting the clothes on it. But
Yeah.
it looks so cool.
Yeah, you showed us the pictures. It looked really cool.
Yeah, I mean compared to anything else that's been Tom Welling, there's lots of customs out there, and the
Yeah.
heads always look terrible, or not terrible, but not good.
Yeah.
So yeah, to answer your question, I probably will end up getting that to review it at some point.
Okay, cool. RM Forever TV has another question. Is it 100% confirmed that we will see a Batman teaser trailer with the new Hobbit film that's releasing?
No.
I think it's
That's what I
rumored.
thought. I think it's rumored. I don't think it's
Yeah.
confirmed.
I think it makes sense. You know, you're obviously going to want to have your trailer with a movie that everyone's going to go and see, and I think the Hobbit movies have been pretty successful. So fingers crossed.
The Hobbit comes out this week.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, that's soon. You know, that's like. I mean, in fact, the Hobbit's out already here. It came out yesterday. I
Yeah.
hadn't even thought to go and. I'm guessing though that it'll only be certain copies that have the trailer. You know, they'll
Right.
basically from a certain date onwards let them start showing it. So. I've never heard it. Well, I mean, the thing is, if it's been out for a couple of days already and no one's posted it, then it wasn't there.
right, yeah. If anything,
it
we're
would-
probably waiting for the US release because, whatever. They don't like
Yeah.
US as much.
But I really, I really hope it's there. That's going to be a trailer that I'm going to freeze frame through all the way. I can't wait to
Yeah.
see what they're going to show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably going to be a teaser, though, another, short one that's not, just a
Yeah, I
little
hope-
more than what they got at Comic-Con, maybe, but...
To me,
Yeah, I hope they're not just going to focus on the fight.
Yeah.
Because it always seems like it's always going to be just the fight. All the posters we've seen, the fight. So I'm hoping for some character stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, and last, sorry guys, I couldn't comment on your new channel. Ed Edison, sorry. Do you like 1/6 scale figures? Because I'm getting a Hush Joker for Christmas.
Who was it that asked
I
that?
think- Ed Edison?
Oh, okay.
I mean,
I like one.
Yeah, I think you're the
Sorry.
only one, Stu, that... Oh, no. Anthony, you have a couple too, right?
I have the Sideshow Collectibles Batman that I just
Mhm.
got,
And you have the Captain America pre-order, right?
that I still haven't got yet.
But otherwise, I think just you and Stu.
Yeah.
Well, no, Ron,
mean,
you
it-
have... Sorry. Stu, I keep just, letting you talk and then interrupting.
Yeah, that's okay.
up here,
Yeah.
Robin,
I have the Nightwing, so...
you have a Nightwing, yeah.
Yeah.
Rob, have you ever been tempted to save up to get the Burt Ward Hot Toys?
I've thought about it as much as I like Robin. I guess I'm kind of waiting for a Tim Drake or
Yeah.
something other than Burt Ward. Not that I don't. I mean, I want the Batman '66 Blu-ray for Christmas. That's on my Christmas list this year.
Yeah.
Some part of me just doesn't want that to be my first one. It's a dumb reason, but
The
Well,
package
I'm
looks
holding
really
out for
cool.
something.
Yeah, well,
I've seen that
Sideshow.
one. Sorry.
Oh, what was that? No, what was that? Sorry.
I was gonna say I saw the '66 one in they had it in a mock time, and I don't know if it was out of the package, but I saw the package and I was like, wow, that's really it's really fun. It looks like it's got that '66 show vibe, and I was wondering the same thing if Rob was interested, but Stu, you can talk now, and I'm going to shut up.
No, not at all. God, I've talked too much. I was going to say, Rob, that the obviously the Batman that Anthony got, the DC Sideshow one, they're doing a big comic. There's a Batman one. There's a Superman one coming out in January, and that one looks great as well. 3 different heads. He's got a Brainiac skull and stuff. So there's no reason they won't start doing like Robin and fingers
actual
crossed.
comic characters. That's really cool.
Yeah. I mean, Sideshow get forgotten about quite a lot in the fact that they seem to just be regarded as a hot toy reseller. But Sideshow, I mean, they've been doing that Star Wars line forever. They've got so many like the Vader and all the droids, and I think a lot of people just think that's where people go to get their hot toys, but they do their own stuff. And Sideshow, the quality, it's like Mattel. The quality for Sideshow stuff really seems to have suffered quite a lot lately. Like, you hear a lot of people getting their Sideshow statues, and thank God I got my Superman one and it was perfect. But I've seen a lot of horror stories where, people will get it and an arm's hanging off, or there's a big stain on the suit, or the Batman one, the Batman statue had this famous armpit issue where his arm was up and his armpit was really saggy, and it's just a bad design. So the good thing about Sideshow is they'll replace it at the drop of a hat, but they make you destroy the statue. I don't know if you guys have seen that. Like, if I had a problem with my statue, they wouldn't want me to send it back. They don't care. They don't want it back. So what they do is they tell you to basically smash it and send them pictures of it smashed up, and then they'll send you a brand new one. It's a good way to work, I suppose.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
Why?
Well,
So,
I know,
I mean-
but I mean,
I was just saying, so
No.
that way you say, well, my figure's broken or my statue's broken, then okay, we're gonna send you a new one, and then I go and sell that one to somebody else for $300 or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're not going to sell a second-hand one because Sideshow doesn't do that. It's all brand new stock that they do. Because I mean, I got the Superman without the heat vision head sculpt. It was just because when by the time I ordered mine, the limited edition one was gone. It was all sold out. And so someone I know had broken theirs and they were destroying it. And I was like, could you maybe, I'll buy the head sculpt off you. And he goes, no, Sideshow will only replace the body. You have to keep all the accessories. They'll. But it's a shame. You see some of the YouTube videos, if you type in Sideshow statue destroy or Sideshow statue destruction, it's cringeworthy. Some statues getting dropped off buildings and driven over by cars and stuff. and all you do is send that video to YouTube, send it to Sideshow, and then they'll just give you a new one. So it seems like a lot of waste. It's like somebody, like some poor orphan wouldn't care if Batman's armpit was sagging.
They don't care about the orphans.
Some poor orphan
that's
with
all
a quarter-scale Batman statue. Sorry, what were you saying?
Yeah, maybe that's all Bruce Wayne ever needed, and he went to become Batman. If there was Sideshow collectibles back then, he would have gotten a saggy gray ghost Batman or a saggy gray ghost. He'd have been like, "This is good enough. I can deal with my parents being gone."
Yeah,
so, maybe not.
Yeah, parents schmerents, pass my statue over.
That's what
Did you get?
Go ahead. You're good. Go.
No. What about you, Jason? You've been really quiet. Anything been happening with you?
What was the question again?
What's happening with you these days?
Oh, I mean, this. Okay, I'm at a dilemma on my YouTube channel. What am I going to do? Mattel's not making nothing. I just got in at the very end of their run on G.I. Joe, unless they make those 6-inch figures. But, man, that last set from Toys R Us, some of those are horrible. Have you guys seen Strident's review on the Baroness? I mean, what into her face, man?
Yeah.
And sometimes some Lady J's eyes are like this way, and the other eyes are that way.
That's a tactical thing. That's so she can like.
Oh, I gotcha.
You can see snipers on the roof and still.
So I'm hoping. Here's my prediction for 2016. Mattel's going to bring back some kind of good DC toy line, Movie Masters or something. I mean, because they're not going to pass up Batman, Superman, and no action figures. Granted, we might have 3 Batman and 2 Superman, but I'm pretty sure we're going to see something from Mattel. That's what I'm guessing. I'm hoping, and not like the small versions like Stu was talking about earlier. That Superman was great, which I did eventually buy, but man, why I want a bigger Superman? I mean, it's that easy.
Yeah.
Just give me a bigger Superman. But that Total Justice line that Rob keeps buying.
I like that. I'm the only person. Me and Rob. I actually like that line, and I think they've done some really cool things with some characters, to be honest.
He's gone from my shelf because I'm getting ready to review the next the detective, the blue and gray one. I almost bought Mr. Freeze yesterday only because I had a Mattel voucher, but
I've got the Lex Luthor is basically the same body as Freeze, just with obviously green and like different tubes and stuff. But I like the line. I know it's going to end really soon. I don't think sales are up there. But it's a shame that the Batman Beyond figure is great. Like Richard obviously showed me some close-up pictures, just like you did, Olivia, and that is a great figure. You okay?
Yes. Shoot. My mom's interrupting.
Oh, okay.
Hi, Mom.
Hi,
Mom says hi. Everybody says hi.
How's the floor coming along?
Stu says, how's the floor coming along? Okay. Yeah.
I feel a little voyeuristic right now, like I'm just going to click on and listen to Olivia and her mom talk. Like, what's for supper? Have you cleaned your room? Get cat off the bed. Well, I think we've come to the end of the show. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I think we had 10 viewers at one point. We're down to 3. but people they've had things to do. So
How dare they?
how dare they? We've been
I'm
gone
offended.
for 4.5 months. 4.5 months, and you can't stay for a 3-hour show. What do you got?
To the moon, Alice! To the moon!
I think we will try very hard to make these a little bit more frequent. I think once we're all officially snowed in, maybe that'll. We got nowhere else to go. We'll start doing a few more of these. So I just wanted to thank everybody that has been watching all of our channels this year. Thanks for the support, at least for on the Rob's Rogues, and I'm sure that we've all got videos. I'm editing Mr. Freeze Capullo series right after this video is over. A very cool figure. So just want to say a big Merry Christmas and thank you to everybody for a great 2014, and I think we've all got some really cool things coming in the next year. And fingers crossed, 2016 could be the first Rogue Show official meeting. So we'll see how Batman vs. Superman goes. So you guys have anything to say as we get into end the show for the end of the year? Olivia.
I don't know. I think Rob covered it. Just I mean, we all really appreciate having the support that we do from our viewers. So I mean, I'm guessing that you guys do anyway. But it's been really fun doing the show. I can't believe it's been so long since we did one. So hopefully we do catch up a little bit and do them more often. And maybe since we kind of screwed up the Batman Eternal thing, maybe we can do like a halfway point or something. Are we at the halfway point yet? Or maybe we could do like a first half and then maybe like a show at the end of Batman Eternal or something to maybe.
I think next week is actually literally the halfway point.
Well, that's good timing. That's a lot of reading, though. I've only read the first 4 or 5. That's a lot of reading.
Oh my gosh! I thought I was behind. I think I'm at like 16 or something.
I'm at 27.
Wow.
So.
I never read it.
No, wait a minute. I think I got to 20.
I'm only reading older comics now.
Oh.
Well, Anthony, since we're on you, what do you any final parting thoughts for 2014? Which I'm sure we'll do on our own channels, but
to all my viewers. Here's my Christmas gift.
I'm sure they all appreciate it.
I'm actually planning to do a 2-year anniversary video thingy. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do. I might review my first review, which was, oh my god, I watched it the other day and it was, oh my god, it was horrible.
What was it?
It was the gray and black DC Superheroes Batman.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't think I watched that one. Are you gonna play the review and just do a commentary over the top?
I was
Mystery
thinking about
Science Theater.
Yeah, just apologize.
Jason, you did that in one of your anniversary videos, didn't you?
Yeah,
you watched
1 year anniversary. I did that, and it was where'd it go? It was the Golden Age Flash.
Yeah. That was funny.
But
Yeah.
I got my 2nd year anniversary. So I wasn't making it. So no. But for since we're on me, so here I just wanted to thank everybody watching my channel, and I have to do a Jamie Evans fun fact. I do that every video. Jamie Evans fun fact for this video is he's probably still watching us. So thank you, Jamie.
Thanks, Jamie.
Yeah.
Stu, parting thoughts for 2014.
Yeah, I've been slacking off this year, to be honest. I mean, it's been like half a year since I made a video, and lots of reasons. You know, mostly excuses. You know, I was coming home from work, I was tired, I just couldn't be bothered. I want to spend time with my wife. But yeah, in 2015, I'm definitely going to get back to reviewing. I've got so many cool things to cover. I've got a new review space, which is like black. So yeah, I was going to do white, and I noticed that everyone was doing white, like, you know, Shartimus Prime, and everyone uses white, and it always seems really blown out sometimes. So I thought I'm going to go with black and just use good lights. But yeah, reviews next year, I promise. And the support I've had, because I've not released any videos, and I do keep getting subscribers here and there. So I really appreciate everyone for supporting my channel and watching my videos and stuff. And even I like getting comments on really, really old videos, and I like old videos, and you get like a random comment here and there. That always kind of humbles me. But yeah, I'm looking forward to coming to the States in a few weeks. So it's good to see family, my wife's family. I'm hoping to buy some cool things. That's what Santa's going to be getting me this year. We're kind of holding off on presents and just going to do a spending spree. But yeah, so yeah, thanks guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks Jamie as well. Thanks for Richard and all great friends I've met and all you guys. And it's been a good year, even though I've not really been reviewing much. I've been watching a lot, and I'm quite proud of the fact that Rob, you mentioned a while back that you'd listened to the Fat Man on Batman podcast, and one day I was just sitting, I thought, what is that Fat Man on Batman podcast? And I went to the podcast, and I've been listening to yours as well, Rob, by the way, but I'll listen to every Fat Man on Batman that was there. What was it, like 73? That was all I did for like 4 weeks, because I drive quite a lot. I was always listening to Fat Man on Batman, and it's really good. Really love it. I really love Kevin Smith. He's a funny guy, and his advertisements are funny. And in between those, I would listen to yours, Rob. So I've been slowly catching up with your Everyone Loves the Drake. But yeah, so I got into a podcast listening and not so much YouTube. But I'm going back to YouTube, I promise.
Come back to us.
Well, and then I'm gonna a little plug for my podcast. I'm gonna steal you for an episode of Robin Everyone Loves the Drake. We're gonna cover the first meeting of Tim Drake and Superman in the old DCU, so that'll be kind of funny. Or flat funny, maybe cool to do.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be brilliant. I need to reread the issues again, and I'm also going to read the ones around it as well, so I'm not coming in so cold. But I'm really looking forward to it, and hopefully I can bring a little bit of insight. But it'll be all you, I'm sure. You know so much more about it than I do.
I want to plug something.
Yeah, go for it, Anthony.
I want to plug Strident's channel, and I want to plug. We do Off Our Brains. It's like we just talk shit for 2 hours. It's not. We don't have like a scripted schedule, or we just kind of talk about whatever. And then so definitely check that out. It's on Strident's channel. STRYDENT. If you want to check that out, guys out there. Also. What else? There's something else. I forgot. I don't know. Check that out. Oh, Stevie D Customs. Check out Stevie D Customs. So he does really great work. So if you're looking for a custom, check it out.
Boom.
Yeah, I may hit him up for the Tim Drake New 52 custom. So
Dude, he's a really good dude. He keeps in touch. He sends you work in progress photos, and it gives you a good price too. So
cool.
While we're plugging, my friend Richard Knapp does a Batmobile channel. I have to mention that. It's Arkham 89, the Batmobile, I think it's called. If you do a search for Batmobile and Eaglemoss, I'll send them cars occasionally. He does some great reviews. So whilst we're plugging, I thought I might as well mention that. Watch it. All of our 8 viewers, watch.
Yeah. We're 5 now. 5 came back for the end.
Woo! Yeah, I've got to get a hold of that Red Robin from the Eaglemoss car. That looks great.
Wait, what?
Oh, yeah.
You guys totally just said something at the same time. I have no idea what either.
Oh, I real quick that I sent Richard Knapp Superman to you.
Oh, you did? Okay. Because you said it like a while ago, and I was like, oh my god, did you get lost? I was like, oh no, Richard Superman is gone.
No, I just sent it, so I sent it.
Okay, cool.
I think you're the last stop, Olivia. I think you're the last one before it goes back. Yeah, it's been what a trip. He's going to come back with grey hair like Crisis.
Oh, there are? Okay.
You have
Wouldn't it be funny?
Because you're the last one, so you got to smell the figure and tell us how it smells.
Yeah.
Okay, I promise.
He's been travelling so long, he's going to come back looking like Kingdom Come Superman with the grey hair and the black S.
That was a fun project to be a part of. That everybody had their own little take on Richard's Superman. So that was fun. And you were mentioning fun to. No, I was saying you were just mentioning about the Eaglemoss cars. I need to get a hold of the Redbird. That looks great.
Oh yeah, I've already. That's already on its way to you.
Oh, okay.
Merry Christmas.
Well, that's right. That's
Merry
right.
Christmas.
We talked about that.
Yeah, so that's already on its way to you. You should get that pretty soon, hopefully before Christmas. Fingers crossed. Well, maybe not. I don't know. It's probably after Christmas now. But I need a late Christmas present.
Yeah, you know how my post office works. It's probably there, but they only work between the hours of 10 and 10:01. So. So yeah, I just want to thank everybody for watching. This is our Christmas gift to you guys for watching all of our channels and the Rogue Show. This little experiment we decided to do this past year. I'm glad people enjoy us getting together and goofing off and just kind of geeking about our action figures and movies and all that stuff. So everybody out there that celebrates, have a Merry Christmas, and hopefully 2015 finds everybody well and good. So this is Rob for Rob's Rogues and the Rogue Show signing off, saying we'll see everybody in 2015, and then whatever videos we have coming up left. So,
Go Bills!
Bye. Merry Christmas.
See everybody. Thanks.
Happy holidays.